old show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. Cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. And I'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in that corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, good morning, boys and girls. Not a great morning, obviously, because the Heat did not perform well last night. It was ugly. Boston played up to their potential. Actually, that's what happened last night. They played up to their potential, and the Heat did not. You know, I mean, that's all you can say. Let's see, this way. Which way should I go? This way or that way? That way? This way? Should I go this way? No, the other way. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to move the camera because then I'm really at the end of the table, anyways. You still have to make a road trip anyway somewhere, so it doesn't really matter. You can make it a twofer for you. Anyway, we're at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. Oh man, we'll let's see. We're adjusting. I think you went too much there, and you went too much the other way, and now you went perfect. All right, there we go. It's a beautiful thing. All right, now we're centered here at the beautiful dealership that is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Come on out here, baby. Buy, lease a vehicle. Man, the lot is overflowing. Yeah, we have no flow in town, but we're overflowing. Flo got kicked out of town. but we're overflowing with cars here. So new, certified, pre-owned. So come on out and tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, they will take care of you, man. Good people out here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. I should know. I've purchased or leased a couple cars over the years here from the Zinn family. What else do we have? Mickey says, Heat in 6. I'd love to have your confidence. You know, I had no panic after game 1, after the first loss. That is in the fourth game. But now panic has set in for me. Yeah, because it's funny. After the game, Jimmy was talking about how this is not characteristic of us. Well, actually, it is. I mean, if we're going to be honest, right? What did you see more inconsistency this season or consistency? Yeah, exactly. I get it. For the last couple of weeks, you've given us magical basketball, but for months, it's kind of what you've been. What we saw last night, and really, again, the Celtics are the better team. They have not played well. Yesterday, they woke up. Well, they've woken up the last 2 games, and Miami has not been able to match it. And by the way, they had Gabe Vincent in the last game, just so you'll know, and they lost. So for those of you that think, oh, well, they were missing Gabe Vincent last night, even if he plays Saturday, he's not going to be himself. You know, it's Kyle Lowry. I mean, that's another dud that showed up for a couple of weeks and then, hasn't shown up the last couple of games. Here's the real problem right now in the Heat Nation. And it happens all the time here. Reality. That's all. Reality. You don't let reality set in. And fans don't do that because you're fanatical on average out there. You're not sensible. You're not logical. You're fanatical. And while this run has been magical, losing when you're in the run. I'm sorry, the other way around. Nobody predicted they would be here. So what does that tell you? Deep down inside, you know they're not really that good. You know that. Why don't you admit it to yourself? That's really what it's all about. This has been a big mountain of overachieving. That's all. Go look at my tweet from last night. This has been an adorable, overachieving story for 4 years with the Miami Heat because you have the best coach in the NBA, and he gets the max out of guys, and he does things with them that nobody else does. They're 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals again in 4 years with a team that nobody ever expected to be in the NBA Finals once, much less twice. Nobody expected them to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not just once, but 3 times now in the last 4 years. So the fact is, nobody looks at them as a contender. Not even Heat fans. Until they're like at the end, wow, we're here. Holy shit. And that's the real problem with Heat fans right now. You know what reality is in the back of your mind, but now you're acting like you're insulted that they didn't play well or that the Celtics were better or that, they were inconsistent when deep down inside, come on, man. We know who they are. What you saw last night from Bam Adebayo, that's who he is. That's who he's been the entire time. Can he have good nights? Sure he can. When the offense is flowing and everything's flowing, he feeds off of that. But he isn't the offense. What you saw from Lowry last night is the same shit you've seen most of the year. The aberration was that he played well. I mean, come on, man. Jimmy Butler didn't have a good night. Well, I saw this guy on Twitter. I didn't even bother to respond to the idiot. Well, Jimmy Butler played like trash. Well, yeah, he didn't play well. I'm not here to pick on Butler, bro. The only reason you exist, the only reason you matter is Jimmy Butler. That man's killed himself for you to just matter in this league. This is the problem with one star, that if the one star doesn't show up, and I just can't put the entire weight of the world on the guy every single night. And this is what's going to happen when you do that to one guy, unless he's a superhero like Michael or something like that. And that's not Jimmy either. Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't want to interrupt what you're saying. Also, Boston has made changes to where as soon as Butler goes to drive in now, there's 3 guys on him.
Right.
And then they're not letting him get in to kick it back out to where so they're disrupting the offensive flow, which is what's hurting, I think, some of the other players too, as far as because there's no rhythm. They can't get a rhythm.
But wait a minute. But hold on, Sean. Hold on, bro. But I'm told Bam's a star.
You've discussed this.
No, but I'm told Bam's a star.
There was 4 times last night I counted where Bam could have took the drive and slammed it. Instead, he got to the foul line, stopped, and looked for the pass.
Right.
There was 4 times. And again, I get it. Probably wouldn't have made much of a difference, but then you're instilling some.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Stop selling me this bullshit. It's just like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, but he does all the little things. Dude. All the little things. Suck my ass, bro, with all that bullshit. I mean, it's just, this is we have a lot of, we're just so naive, hate to weave it in, but I'll weave it in because I don't give a shit. But, you have the Democrats and Republicans on the whole debt, the debt ceiling thing going on, right? They're $60 billion apart now. That's it. $60 billion is nothing. They're about to, and after all that hype, what did I tell you guys?
In the made-up money world.
You're right. What did I tell you guys? It's all hype. And you want to take one side or the other, you can go ahead. It's just a whole load of shit that they fill you up with, and they sell you all this desperation because neither side can afford to do this. The world will go upside down if they do this. They know it. But stupid people out there, like some of you out there, believe either the Dems or the reps on the desperation. Now they're $60 billion apart, which is nothing. They'll be coming to a decision soon. You know why? Neither side wants the responsibility of this happening. But they fed you all the bullshit for the last couple of weeks. Oh, with the debt ceiling. Oh, it's going to be a disaster. Same thing here. The Heat sell you that bullshit. The writers sell you that bullshit. Well, no, Bam is special. No, he's a franchise player. He does all the little things. Come on, bro. I don't want my star doing the little things. My franchise players need to do the big things, like Kachuk. Okay? That's a franchise player. All right? I'm not there. Kachuk will do some of the little things, but he's going to do the big things. Okay? Because that's what they pay him to do. When they pay you franchise money, you need to be franchise. And there's nothing about Bam Adebayo that says franchise player. Zero. Understand that. Super role player. By the way, nobody could have nailed a more perfect name for Bam. Because he's not a role player. He's a super role player. I give him credit. Star, get the hell out of here with that crap. Go sell it to stupid people that want to buy that stuff. Okay? Go sell it to the naive. And that's what we can do here in this world. There's a lot of naivete that goes on out there. And too many suckers out there. Okay? Yeah, I'm looking at you. And you buy the crap that they sell you at all levels. Doesn't matter what it is. Yes.
And I don't know, maybe I'm paraphrasing what you're saying wrong, but like, for me, what I find funny is like all these fans now are like, the ones that are jumping off the Heat, but did you expect the Heat to be in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about like what we said on another show, where start looking to trade everybody and blow it up. And now here we are.
What did I say in the post-game show yesterday? If I told you 4 years ago when you signed Jimmy Butler and you're only going to have one star, no matter whatever search they had for another, I tell you as Jimmy Butler starts, you're going to go to 3 Eastern Conference finals and 2 NBA finals. Because if they win one more, it'll be the second in 4 years. You would have told me, oh, you're a freaking moron. You're an idiot. You know nothing about basketball. That's what I told you yesterday in the post. Go listen to it. Because people don't want a dose of reality, okay? The Heat have done Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler have done a phenomenal job with what they've been handed for 4 years. That's the reality. The reality is it's been 4 awesome years, considering you only have one star on the team, okay? That's it. That's the reality. This is a great year for the Heat. Now, I think it's what I keep saying. The real problem has been that Riley and the front office have failed Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler in getting another star. And whether they listen to Jimmy Butler, that's their problem for allowing Kyle Lowry to be brought here. But in the end, like I tweeted out yesterday, you get rid of the Kyle Lowry salary, you get rid of the Duncan Robinson salary, and you get rid of the Tyler Hero salary, and that's like $60-70 million. If that salary turned into a star, and you had your star along with Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin as your third, and then Bam can be on the team with the rest of the role players doing his thing, setting picks for the 3 guys, assisting for the 3 guys, defending for the 3 guys, but he ain't ever going to carry you offensively because that's not who he is. So if you can't do it offensively in this league, you can't be a star. This isn't the 90s where points are a premium and you're scoring 80 to 90 points. I'm sorry, the NBA has changed. You got to score 120 in this league now. You got to be, in order to be a star in this league, you've got to be offensively potent, offensively impactful. You must be able to impose your offensive will on people. That's the only reason why Jimmy Butler can get the star status, because he can impose his offensive will at times. Butler never does that. I'm sorry, Bam never does that. If it happens a couple of times in a year. That's not a star. So if you're really honest with yourself, it's been 4 incredible years by Spo and Butler. With what they're working with, I don't know what more you can ask from them. I really don't. I got no complaints about Jimmy Butler. I got no complaints about Eric Spoelstra. I have complaints that the team is poorly built. That's what it is. And having said all that, you've had incredible success. But if you're about titles, you failed. You failed because you didn't follow your own blueprint. You used to go and get Alonzo Mourning. You used to go get Tim Hardaway. You used to get Wade and Shaq and LeBron and Bosh and now Butler. You used to go get stars. You only found one. You never created another. Tyler ain't a star, never will be a star, not even durable enough to be consistent and dependable. Okay? Bam Adebayo is a super role player. Fantastic, multifaceted player, not a star. A role player. A super role player, but a role player. The Heat has failed to find another star. So that's the real problem here. What they've done on the court, they've overachieved in 4 years. Be honest with yourselves. That's really the end story right there. If you really want to look at it the way it's supposed to be looked at. We cannot complain one bit about Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler. We have to complain, if you want to complain, that Pat Riley cannot find another star, and that has ruined the 4 years of Jimmy Butler. Because if you would have found another star, Caleb is turning into like a number 3. He really is. Really impressed with Caleb Martin. That's the guy that has the potential. Not a 2, maybe a 3. And Bam should be the lead dog of all the role players. That's a perfect world. He's overpaid and all that, but it is what it is. What can I tell you? So be honest with yourselves about what you're really watching. I don't know if we can ask for any more than what's there. Guerra 27, thank you for the love and the super chat, sir. I'm worried that if the Heat don't win this series, it will diminish what the Heat have done over the past few years. Nah. Maybe, you know what, Guerra? You know what, dude? You're 1,000% right. You're going to have people that are you ready? They're unrealistic, and they're going to think like that because they're fanatical. But if you're sensible, brother, what more can you ask from a team with only one star? They don't win NBA titles in the end. I'm sorry, not even Michael. Before Michael ended up getting people around him, and he was playing with Orlando Woolridge, and he was playing with Rory Sparrow and stuff like that. You know, you guys don't remember that stuff, but I do. I'm old enough. He wasn't winning shit, dude. He would get to the playoffs and get spanked and get sent home because he needed help. Even Jordan needed help. Even Jordan wasn't getting to the Eastern Conference Finals by himself. Now, Jimmy does have a better team than those Rory Sparrow, Orlando Woolridge teams around him. But my point is, everybody needs it. That's why I'm telling you, what they've done is Eric Spoelstra. I keep telling you this all year long. That guy is at another level. I can't ask any more from that guy. I can't ask any more for Jimmy Butler. What I can't ask for Jimmy Butler is shut the hell up, dude. I don't want you in personnel ever involved again. You ruined your 4 years by bringing your guy Lowry here. That's what I would tell Jimmy Butler. I love what you've done. Get the hell out of personnel, dude. Okay? That's really been the real problem here. You're throwing money away in Tyler Hero. You paid Bam way too much money. I get it. You had no choice at that point. And you made a terrible contract with Lowry. And that's the reason why they run into this wall here. Because in the end, you're going to get to a point where you're facing now a team with multiple stars. And you just don't have enough. And Denver's going to trounce Miami when they get there. If you're honest with yourselves. Now, it would be nice to get there, and it's just an incredible accomplishment. I don't care if they can't even win a game against Denver. If they win one game, it's phenomenal. Whatever. But if you're honest with yourselves, they have overachieved for 4 years. No coach would have had this much success with the same group of guys. Not Popovich, no one. Listen to me. Not Steve Kerr, no one in the NBA at all gets the 3 conference championships and possibly 2 title appearances. Only Eric Spoelstra does that. That's how good that guy is, if you're honest with yourselves on what's really going on here. So if you're a real Heat fan, you should feel really appreciative of what you've watched for 4 years, because it's been some serious ass overachieving. Cap for Life, thank you for the love on Super Chat. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show, and you know we love our Bitcoin donations there on Cash App or Venmo. Cap for Life says, ball distribution is an issue. All the turnovers we have equal the amount of points we lost by. Lowry, step up, please. Simple. And Bam had 4 turnovers yesterday, 5. Yeah, well, that's because their defense. Boston started to play, man. That's what it is. And if they start playing Barkley says a lot of stupid things on air. Once in a while, he'll get some things right because he's kind of like the Jim Cramer, like I told you. Like, you listen to Jim Cramer on MSNBC, and when you're an idiot, you'll be broke very soon. And Barkley's kind of the same. That's probably why he's lost a lot of money in gambling, but he nailed it last night. And he's right. If Boston's playing at their best and Miami's playing at their best, Boston's going to win every time pretty much. And that's what happened last night. Boston's playing now, man. They're in a groove. They got confidence. And Miami gave them life with the win in Game 4. And now in Game 5, they came out with super confidence, and they crushed the Heat. Now, remember, it's what I told you last night in the postgame show. When you're up 3-0, it looks insurmountable that you got to win 4 in a row. But once you've won 1 or 2, and now they have, and now it's 3-2, that insurmountable feeling is absolutely gone now. Now you're going, hey, guys, we're better than them. We can go to Miami. We've won there before. Let's beat them tight and bring it back to the Garden. And it's a completely different vibe for the team. It's a different scenario that the Heat have put themselves in because they gave them life. Miami had to win last night. I really feel. Now they have no choice now. It's a win or you're done because they're not winning Game 7. I have zero faith that they can lose this game on Saturday and then go win Game 7 in Boston. Zero faith in that. I've been wrong 100 times over. I could be wrong again. But in this case, I don't feel confident about the Heat. They better win tomorrow. They better win tomorrow. Devin Jordan, thank you for the love in the super chat, my man. Big O, even if the Heat make it to the finals, I'm still trading Lowry, Hero for Dame. I'd keep Gabe, Caleb, and Strus. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Brother, I'd trade Hero, Duncan, and Lowry. I'd get rid of all those salaries. You don't need those guys. You don't need any of them, dude. Duncan's play well, but you can replace Duncan. But he's actually built up some value now. Now you need to move him. Remember what I told you about X a couple years ago and the 10 interceptions? Move him now. You know that you want to take advantage when stock is high. Sell. And Duncan's stock cannot be any higher. Sell the hell out of that stock if you can get a first rounder. So yeah, I'm with you. But you got to get yourself a star. The people that talk, oh, trade Bam. No, dude, you're no. No, Bam's not the problem. Bam can be part of your solution. The problem with some of you have to reprogram yourself. Bam cannot be your lead dog. That's not who he is. He's a support dog, not a lead dog. That's all. He'll never have this offensively to be a dog. Never. Never, ever, ever, ever. He's just not wired that way. And I'll say it over and over and over and over and over again until some of you stop believing the PR machine that comes out of the Heat. And then, unfortunately, our writers get suckered into it. Same bullshit happened, by the way, with our writers and the Heat when they signed Whiteside, when they signed Johnson & Johnson and Waiters. Okay? They told the writers over and over again, these are very interchangeable contracts. And they all wrote the same bullshit. And I crushed every one of those theories. And I was 1,000% right on it. They were not interchangeable contracts. They were terrible contracts. And they only became worthy of being traded, like any contract in the history of the NBA, at the last year when they become expiring contracts. That's when they start. They were stupid and terrible contracts by the Miami Heat. And I love Riley to death, but those were terrible contracts. And they sold the same bullshit, and a lot of you repeated it because you don't think for yourselves, unfortunately. In this world, we're very lazy, and we just say, oh, okay, that's what they say. Okay, we'll just go with it. And you never sit back and say, is that true? Let me look around here. Bam, really a star? No. Don't sell me that. Contracts interchangeable? Don't sell me that, please. Please don't sell me that. So that's our problem. We'll see, Devin. Let's hope that they make some moves, man. And thank you all out there for the super chats as always. Appreciate it. Let's see. Wow, another human resource director. Boy, these people. Have you seen these people who are stealing these Publix cards? You saw that shit? Like, there's like they just got another one. Like, what are you doing? Those were for people in need. And brother, what's $1,000? Is that really going to make your life? You're going to ruin your career to steal $1,000? Jesus Christ, dude. If I'm going to steal millions, right? That way, at least I retire or I got busted for millions. Okay, one of the two. $1,000 in cards to go get some food at Publix. That's you're going to put your whole career in. Like, these people are stupid, man. They really are, dude. It really is amazing to me, the level of stupidity out there. Steve Chapman. Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Remember, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. As a Celtics fan, ordinarily the misery of an opposing fan base would be music to my ears, but you're all my brothers in Dolphin Nation, so it's bittersweet, and I'm not getting ahead of myself. I don't count the Heat out yet, but they better win tomorrow. You're 1,000% right, bro. But Steve, I look at it differently, bro. Like, your team is supposed to be here. Your team is supposed to challenge for a title. You guys have the talent to be that. Miami doesn't. Miami has overachieved for 4 years. And that's because they have the better coach than practically everybody else. That's why. To me, our fan base focuses on the wrong things. They don't appreciate the fact that they have overachieved badly for 4 years and it's been an awesome ride with very little real talent. Okay? They have failed miserably in several contracts, right? And yet they kind of look at this like there's some kind of level of entitlement when you really don't belong here. So be grateful that you're here. Be grateful that you're in a 3-2 position still over the Celtics. That's the way I look at it, because the Celtics are way better. As I've told you, not you, Steve, but everybody out there, when they were up 2-0, I told you if Spo was coaching the Celtics, they would be up 2-0. And put it this way, okay, we've played 5 games. The Heat would be eliminated if Spo was the Celtics coach. They would have gotten swept. Maybe lose 1 game. Maybe lose a game. Spo's coaching the Celtics. Please, dude. They're running roughshod through the league. Okay? That's the brutal honesty. And that's where a Heat fan doesn't have the balls to sit back and say, this sucks, dude, but in all honesty, it's been a hell of a ride. Wow, man. I can't believe they've accomplished this much in 4 years with 1 star. I know some of you suckers out there think they have 2 stars, but I can't help you if you believe everything they tell you. If Bam is missing the missing piece for a trade to happen, I'm trading him in a heartbeat. Yeah, but too extreme. I think it's hard to argue with that point. I get what you're saying. If you can get the star, yeah, it depends on what that piece is. Yeah, but it's hard to argue with too extreme on that one. He's right. When you're right, you're right. But in a perfect world, they got a lot of dead money, bro. Tyler Hero's a nice little player, but he's fragile as hell. Never can play a whole season. Not available to you in the postseason. I've seen enough from Tyler. He's not a star. And you're paying him to be kind of almost a star. And Bam is not a star, but I love his game as a support player. The Kyle Lowry thing has just been a cancer. It's just terrible, dude. It's terrible. Let's see. I saw the story, Big O, about the 2 commissioners stealing the Publix cards and said the same thing. I mean, yeah, bro. It's like You know what? You need to be Denozo there in CSI and just whack him over the head like, bro, what are you thinking, you dumbass? Now go to jail, you loser. Like, and you're stealing from people of need, bro. I mean, that's disgusting, dude.
DeNozo's the one that got hit. Gibbs is the one.
Right. You need a Denozo. You need a Denozo. Wow. Yeah. No, I got you, Gibbs. Yeah. You're good. You're right. But yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. All right, we got him right. Let's switch over to a little football. Let's unleash the Wolf Pack.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolf.
All right. Cam.
What's up with you, man?
Oh, man, just loving life. And, looking at the current Heat team and what's going on, I kind of feel in a way our Dolphin fans kind of felt the same thing. And two different scenarios when we're talking about the franchises overall and all that. I'm not talking about any of that. But I'm talking about what's going on currently right now with the Celtics and what happened with the Dolphins towards the end of the season. And what happens sometimes, Cam, is that fans are short for fanatical. They're unreasonable. They're not logical. So they bring this crazy ass emotion to the table, right? And so last year we have Dolphin fans that are kind of pissed about how, they lost and all of that. But in the end, if you look at it with all the injuries, for them to still get into the playoffs, for them to still take the Bills to the brink, that really a mental gaffe by the coach maybe that's what cost you to advance, because if you get that 4th and 1 in, I'm feeling pretty good about maybe a score there, and you might win the game the way they were playing because, Mo was on their side. And so in the end, if you're bitter about the Dolphins, I think you've got a fanatical point of view, whereas I think you should feel great about the Dolphins because if they were healthy, they would have had a much better season. And hell, they played the Bills like they had never played them over the last couple of years in those 3 games. So I think anybody that overreacts there gets a little fanatical. Let's swing over to what happened last night. If I tell you, Cam, they just traded for Jimmy Butler. They signed Jimmy Butler, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Hey, Cam, for the next 4 years, I know you're a Sixers fan, but you're a Heat fan for the moment.
Okay.
And I lean over to you and say, bro, you just got Jimmy Butler. Guess what? For the next 4 years, you're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah.
And you may make it to the NBA Finals twice out of 4 years just by acquiring Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. And you're going to go, no other star? Bro, you're an idiot. Shut the hell up, bro. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
And so you can get fanatical. You can get pissed off about how the Celtics are playing right now. But it's like what Barkley said last night. If the Celtics are playing at their best and the Heat are playing at their best, the Celtics are supposed to win every time pretty much. Let's be honest. Yeah. And so while it sucks what happened last night, big picture, brother, Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler have overachieved for 4 years. You have enjoyed one hell of a ride that no one ever thought we would be on for 4 years. Yay or nay?
Yay. Yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy whose team, the Sixers, underachieves rather than overachieves. So I would certainly take the opposite. I mean, we got to call it what it is.
That's a great point.
I think that
great perspective.
The Heat do a great job of maximizing their roster, their talent. And I had this conversation with a buddy of mine who's a huge Heat fan. His name's John. He's a huge Heat fan out here. And he essentially mentioned to me after they lost game 4 that he was okay if the season did not he didn't want to speak it into existence, but if it did not go the way the Heat wanted it to go, for whatever reason, they had a collapse. He said it would not like be this life altering thing that people were portraying it to be because of what you just said. They were not supposed to be here. They feel like they overachieved. And I don't know if I could feel that way as a fan, because once you get there, I feel like you gotta, like, you're still gonna be hurt.
It's there.
But he has the perspective, given they've been winners for a long period of time, that look, I give them some slack if for whatever reason the better team, quote unquote, on talent, got on this amazing run and ran 4 straight against them, more than I would the Dolphins or another team who hasn't earned that slack.
Exactly.
And so I thought that was an interesting perspective. I'm curious your thoughts. I'm curious the audience thoughts, because I didn't feel that way. I'm telling you, I would still be just as hurt, but I understand the perspective.
Yeah, I said that last night in the post-game show. That's exactly how I feel, that these 4 years have been phenomenal. No matter how this ends, it'll suck if they lose here the next 2 games, or if they advance. I know deep down inside they're going to get their asses kicked by Denver, bro. Unless there's like a Jokic injury or, or Jamal Murray just like finds a crack pipe and just chooses to never, No, I'm serious. I don't know how the Heat beat Denver, to be quite honest, my man. Seriously.
Same way they beat Milwaukee.
Nah, Giannis got injured.
The same way they beat Boston.
Giannis got injured and
opened 3 games.
Giannis got injured and opened the door for them.
What's been Boston's excuse for the first 3 games?
No. Well, Boston is that's a young coach. That team's kind of an underachiever at times. They're kind of erratic. Like I said before, if Spo is coaching the Celtics, the Heat are already eliminated, bro. That's all.
Probably fair. That's probably fair.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
It is, bro. He beats other people with less.
Right.
I mean, bro, 5 years ago with those scrubs, he went 31-10 and beat the Warriors in their run, in their heyday. He beat them twice.
Right.
He beat him with Dion Waiters and James Johnson and Whiteside. He beat the Warriors twice in the second half of the season, dude.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, that's just stupid. This guy's a great coach, man.
Spo's a great coach. Spo is an absolutely great coach.
God, he is.
I think last episode, I do wonder what the value is of an NBA coach, if we overvalue that sometimes.
No way.
See a lot of these coaches getting fired just because their team didn't advance. To me, it's still a players' league, the NBA, maybe more than any other league. But I will say there is a difference with the elite coaches, and I think Spo is one of the elite coaches. Spo, I think Greg Popovich, probably those two to me are at the top. And then everybody else, they're somewhere between really good to bad, but it doesn't. To me, the difference between a really good and an average coach isn't a playoff series for the most part. Like, to me, I'll just say from the Sixers perspective, because I'm a Sixers fan, they got rid of Doc Rivers. I don't know that the difference between Doc Rivers and another non-Spo or non-Popovich coach helps them go to the NBA Finals this year with the roster as constructed. I don't think there's that difference where some fans may think, oh, we fired a coach, we run it back, and we're good. That's not just the way I think, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, yeah. Or you're just hoping the fresh voice is something that reaches, people and that kind of stuff. Who knows? All right. By the way, it looks like Jalen Phillips took all your workout tips to heart. That was
Jalen Phillips doesn't need my workout tips. He already evinced the workout. Like, I'm trying to listen to his tips. So,
I don't know, bro. I that's what I heard. He said I wanted to look like Cam Wolf, and and he looks like a wolf, like a wolf man that's going to be coming around the corner now in the NFL.
Hey, I appreciate it. I do not look like Jalen Phillips. I may have a little bit of the chest size because I have a nice size chest and shoulders. But when you start going to the abs, I don't have that 6-pack. I promise you that. I drink too much. I eat too much.
Shit, that looked like a 12-pack. That looked like a 12-pack right there.
Yeah, I've given up my dreams of a 6, 8, 10, 12-pack for pretty much the rest of my life.
See, you got to be like me and Sean. We work on kegs.
Okay.
There's no six pack here. We're keg guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm in the best shape of my life. Round.
Hey, that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
That's it.
I was like, maybe one day I'll get to a 4-pack. That's probably the peak of my existence. But now I've got a kid. I live out. I probably will just accept whatever my abs do from here on out.
All right. So, what impressed Cam Wolf the most this week, outside, of course, of Jalen Phillips taking your workout tips and getting in incredible shape?
Yeah, we only saw one day of practice. We'll see another one next week. But from the day we saw, I try not to make too much of OTAs, but I do think the defensive front did have a good start. A couple offensive linemen are missing in Teron Armstead and Connor Williams, but those dudes, wreaked havoc. I think Christian Wilkins is going to have an even better year than last year. I know you guys had conversations with Omar about this, but I think he's absolutely worthy of a contract extension. And I think that he's going to get $20+ million a year. And so I think
you're not going to get an argument out of me how valuable Christian Wilkins is to this team, or Zach Sealer, by the way.
Right.
Because I think Zach Sealer might be the guy that Fangio loves most by the end of the year than Raekwon Davis. Because, I talked about this. I did a little piece on Raekwon where, Raekwon's creating a real problem. Because and you've been in the league long enough to have watched this scenario. The guy that's underachieved in his first contract and then stars in his final season, and then the coaches in the front office have to sit there and go, did this guy just play for a contract, or did he really turn the corner? And then you don't know what the hell to do at that point. And I think that's going to be a really difficult decision for this team if Raekwon somehow comes up with the season that we've all kind of been waiting for, because we know that he's got the ability and he has flashed. That's the thing that Raekwon's done. He's flashed, but he hasn't really starred. He hasn't really dominated. He hasn't really shown you a consistency of being a disruptor. And so that's kind of one of those things that you kind of scratch your head and say, do we pay him? So it's going to be a really interesting thing. What happens with Raekwon Davis and how he plays? See, because Zach Sealer does it every year since he got here. He's always been productive and he's always making plays. It's not something we can say about Raekwon Davis.
Yeah, Zach Sealer, one of the more underrated players in this league. Not even on the Dolphins. Like, I think in this league.
Amen.
And so those two guys, I think, you can't say enough about the impact Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer have on their defense, even if it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And this is a thing that I had to learn when I started to cover football. That's maybe different from a fan perspective. A lot of times we get obsessed with the numbers and say, okay, well, Christian Wilkins doesn't have 10+ sacks, so why should you pay him this much money? Zach Sealer doesn't show up in these stat sheets, so he's not that valuable. No, there are players who have 2 sacks on the season who are more valuable than players who have 9 sacks on the season based on how teams game plan against them, the impact they make. And so I think those two guys are a huge part of their defense. They're why their run defense was good last year, even though they didn't have great linebacker play overall. And it's also a big part of why I think this defense can be a top 10 unit with Vic Fangio going forward. So defensive front is one thing. I told you last episode, Devon A-Chain definitely has flashed. And I like the fact that his veteran teammates are already raving about him, saying, hey, he's a guy to watch, which tells me he's earned their respect even when we aren't watching. It's not just when he's making his flashes, it's what he's doing in the film room and what they see how he's chewing up the offense. So he could certainly have an impact on this offense sooner than later. It's funny because I always talk about things from a national perspective. I don't know that any of these Miami running backs are going to be the guy you want to draft on your fantasy team, because it's going to be a 2-3 headed backfield.
Carousel.
But it's going to be better for Miami because they have a variety of weapons. They have 3 different guys who may not be the biggest guys, but with 3 of them, you have less worry about, what if one gets nicked and has to miss a game or so.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I like the and we're done with the Bell Cal thing. That's just the Derrick Henry thing. He's one of the last of of the freaks. They don't want that anymore in the league, because also it creates salary issues too, because then you're going to have to pay them so much money, and because it's such a contact position, it's a position that it's rare to stay even healthy in. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of politics that goes with that position now, and it's kind of changed the way it's being viewed and being used. In other words, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I don't know if we ever will have a maybe I won't say ever, because the NFL goes in cycles, but I think our current cycle, I don't think we'll have another rusher who rushes for 2,000 yards like we saw Derrick Henry do. I just don't think that that's going to be a feasible stat line, given how the game is moved, one towards a passing offense and two towards a 2 to 3 back set for most of these teams, and how they devalued the position, where having a guy who's getting paid 15, 18, 20 million dollars is abnormal. You know, Christian McCaffrey, I believe, is the highest paid running back, but he's also an elite receiver. He's had seasons where he's had 1,000 yards receiving, and as well with 1,000 yards rushing. And so I think you need to be that style of back for you to get drafted high, for you to get paid in this new NFL.
Cap for Life is, and thank you for the super chat, Cap for Life. He says, Cam, is it true? I didn't know anything about this. I don't even know if this is true either. Says, is it true that we've been pronouncing Jalen Waddle's last name wrong? That it's pronounced Waddell? His sisters say Waddle is his stage name. Can you confirm or deny? Is there any truth?
This is a great question, Cap for Life, and I actually have the answer for you, because I asked Jalen Waddle this last year when we were doing our NFL Network feature that I did with Waddle and Rocco, the patient who had cancer, leukemia, who Waddle has befriended. And Waddle, because I actually saw a clip, a video documentary clip where his sisters were explaining the same. Jalen's last name is Waddell. It's not Waddle, it's Waddell. But Jalen says he goes by Waddle. He says that is his original name, but he says he goes by Waddle. Everybody calls him Waddle. And so I asked him, do you want me to call you Waddell? And he's like, no, call me Jalen Waddle. That's, so it is true. His original last name is pronounced Waddell, but he prefers Waddle. I don't know if he prefers it because everybody calls him that anyway, and he just goes with it.
Dude,
or it's easy. But
can I explain something to you?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Alzigari, right? Everybody says Alzigari. It's really not Alzigari. It's Alzugare. Because if there's an A in there, okay? It's Alzugaray. But I Americanized it because since I was a kid, everybody was butchering it.
Right.
So then I just told everybody Al as in Al, Zoo as in animals, and Gary as in Gary, Indiana. And everybody, oh, wow. Oh, Alzu Gary. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, no problem. So I kind of Americanized my last name, and I just made it easier for people to say Alzugari than Alzugare. And it's like, and it's just a pain in the ass. So I don't give a shit either.
Yeah.
Just like Waddle. He doesn't give a shit because if you look at his name, it's pronounced Waddle. That's what it looks like.
It looks like Waddle, right?
Waddle. It looks to us like Waddle, but I see it. It's Surtain.
Yep.
We were calling him Surtain.
Right.
And then no, it's Surtain. Oh,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Like 7 years into his career, he tells.
And some guys just don't care or don't want the confrontation to even correct someone.
Exactly.
And so that's why I wanted to ask Waddle, because I guarantee you, if he would have told me no, call me Waddell, you would have heard me on TV all of a sudden calling this dude, because I care what people want to be called. But the fact that he told me, no, I want to be called Waddle, I'm like, okay. But it did add context to me that, hey, that is the original pronunciation of his name. So
I can relate to it. It's just something like, it's not important to me. Now, there are some people that are really touchy about it and all that. And, I remember we used to, 90210. Andrea was one of the girls that was on the, and it's Andrea, it's just one of those things like, give me a break, whatever, bro, and to me, like, I don't give a shit. It's just, you know what? It's easier for everybody else. Gary, go ahead, bro. rock it out, bro. How's it, Gary? How's it, Gary? Go ahead. I don't give a shit. And now they just call me Big O instead. So, make it even easier. So I can relate to Waddle's thing. Is just you get tired of correcting people.
Yeah.
You just do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't necessarily have that issue, but sometimes I get the wolfie because people want to pronounce the E if they're trying to say it. And I'm like, no, just the animal. Forget the E. It's just a straight animal. So I don't get it as much as you. And I don't have the pronunciation issue that Waddle has. But I do understand where, people will see it and they'll try to sound it out. Same thing with Tua's last name. People butcher his name because they try they try to say it how it looks. Sometimes it doesn't, it's not how it looks. Just ask me and you'll get it.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and the part about all that is we don't know who's the person that just doesn't give a shit like me and Waddle, or the person that's really touchy and they kind of,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
you got to
practice it. Like I've practiced dudes' names like Salvin Ahmed, right? That's one where it looks like Ahmed, but you ask him, he tells you the pronunciation. I know I've had to tell people on our air who've talked about the backfield and they're like, Salvin Ahmed. I'm like, Ahmed, and I don't want to be the guy to always like correct you, but it's important for you to get guys' names right.
Yeah.
You never know. This is somebody's parents watching this and they want their last name said correctly. So.
Any concerns so far from the first couple of days?
Nah, it's May. It's May. I'm not worried about anything. I mean, other than the issues that I already was worried about before I saw the team, which would be the offensive line, some of the inside linebacker depth. And then obviously if Tua doesn't get hurt, what that means, if Tua doesn't stay healthy, what that means for the team.
Were you also unimpressed with Mike White's arm like Omar and Poopar are unimpressed?
Yeah, there's a significant difference watching Tua versus Mike White and Skylar Thompson. So, no, I wasn't impressed with either of the backup quarterbacks. Mike White didn't do anything to move the needle. But it's also May, and it's one practice, so I don't want to overreact.
Right. Okay. All right. What do you got going on in the NFL Network this week?
Nothing much, man. I just did TV last night, and so today is Friday. I'm gonna enjoy the holiday weekend. It just started to rain, which is a bummer because I'm supposed to go out and golf in like an hour and a half. So that's about it, man. Enjoy the holiday weekend, and next week back out here for OTAs and do some TV.
Go later on when it calms down. Go to Top Golf and have some fun, bro.
Yeah, I like Top Golf, but I'm usually a regular golf. Like I like to be out on the course. And so I hope this is just a South Florida rain where it rains for 10, 15 minutes pretty hard. And then we're good to go because we're going to go around.
Guys like you and Jalen Phillips want to get workouts in. So you go on the course.
That's an easy way for me to lose a pound or two and get an extra pack. So I go from 1 pack to 2 pack.
do you do 50 push-ups in between each hole and all kinds of sit-ups? Is that what you and Jalen Phillips do all the time? That's why you guys look like the way you look? No.
Whatever Jalen's doing, I am not doing. So I need to work on it because he looks different than I do. Elite, like I said, maybe we have similar. I don't even know if it's similar. Maybe we both have good shoulders and chest. But when it starts coming down to the abs and all the other body parts,
you put him to shame. I got you.
I'll take it.
Mr. Keg, you got something for him?
Yeah, Cam, you're never gonna look like us if you keep doing this golfing, man.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're out there walking, buddy.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I know, right? I got to get it
onion rings, chicken wings, beer, and you play.
So I'm a balance. I do all of those things you say, and then I do the activities, which is why I stay in the middle. I don't fully lose it, but I never become Jalen Phillips.
See, you got to be like Sean and me. One hand with a wing, the other hand with the club.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So that's the real workout. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolf. Cam, have a great weekend, my man. We'll catch up next week.
All right, you too.
Thank you. There you go. Cameron Wolf. The Wolf Pack has been unleashed.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Online. All righty. We are here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, baby. Yes, sir. All right. Jordan Ferber right now. I just saw him over at the service center. And if you own an Acura or lease one, great people out here, man. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, they do an awesome job. You see the QR code right there on the screen. If you have not filed your taxes, or Biden and the boys, they hired a whole bunch of IRS agents. You know why? There's a whole bunch of people that haven't filed their taxes in the last few years, and they're going after you in a big time way. So if you're one of those folks that hasn't filed your taxes the last year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, call my friends at KSDT. They'll set you up. If you just maybe missed the deadline, they'll get you an extension. Please call them. Use the QR code. Reach out to them. Just put your phone up to the screen. Use the QR code. Put it on the photo, not on video, photo. And then you'll get the link, and you can go or call them at 305-670-3370. You know, I don't want you guys to get in any kind of trouble, man. Got to file your taxes, business, personal. They can take care of you at KSDT CPAs. All right. Oh, man. All right. We are going to be joined by Manny Navarro shortly here to start off hour number 2. Let me see what we got here. Big O, address my comment. He calls me Mickey instead of Mikey, or Mickey and Mikey. Mikey, LOL. But it's all good. Happens all the time. Okay. Okay. So it's Mikey. So I got to call. So I've been calling him Mickey, and it's Mikey.
And Karen, too. Karen put in there that we've been saying his name wrong.
Oh, well, wait a minute. People call me Karen all the time. It's just, okay. So what's it? So what is it then?
Maybe it's Karun.
Karun? Okay. So what is it?
Because I said it wrong, too, when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
Star Digest, I say it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Cat for Life says K-Ron, but not
K-Ron. Okay. All right. There you go. I didn't realize Eminem was a Miami Heat fan until I realized it was Tyler Hero. Hey, listen, I will agree with Jeff Van Gundy on something. Tyler Hero dresses like shit, dude. Seriously. He just looks foolish on the sidelines. He does not look cool. If he thinks he looks cool, I'm not sure if he thinks he looks cool, but he definitely does not look cool. I'm not a fashionista. I'm a jeans and a concert shirt guy. That's what I wear. What do I have now? The tubes, right? I think, yeah. You know? So what can I tell you? But, for a guy that has money, he does not use his money well for his wardrobe. That's all I got to say. I will agree with that. It's like, he could learn a lot from some of those other guys that really know how to actually dress. Anyway, he's ready to go. All right, let's get ready. Hour number 2 starts right now. Manny Navarro kicks it off.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Yeah, baby. Ready to rock and roll. Manny, you feeling nervous about our Heat?
Yeah, brother, I am. I didn't watch a single second last night because I was busy writing a story, but I kind of expected it after Gabe Vincent went down. I think that's a big loss for them. Kyle Lowry is not nearly the same player Gabe Vincent is, and they're not defending the three-point line the way that they were earlier in the season, and the Celtics are just knocking down threes. I think it's a recipe for disaster here.
Yeah, I wasn't worried after the first loss. I said, I'm not ready to panic. But last night, panic's now setting in. I feel like if you don't win tomorrow, you ain't going to Boston and winning Game 7. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put anything past Jimmy or Eric Spoelstra. I'm not especially impressed with Boston's coach either, Joe Mazzulla. I think they could come up with the kind of plan to beat them. But right now, the Celtics are playing with a lot of confidence, and the Heat really miss Gabe Vincent.
Are you you buy, just out of curiosity, you buy the Bam's a star thing?
No, I've never really bought it. I mean, is Draymond Green a star?
No.
I mean, they're excellent role players.
I actually call him a super role player. That's what I call Bam.
Yeah.
I think I got to give him a little credit, bro, because
100%.
I've seen James Posey, Udonis Haslem, bro. Isn't that like a super role player?
Right.
Also,
right? Yeah. I mean, those are guys that help you win championships.
While we're gonna hang his number in the rafters, we'll probably put a statue out there. He's Mr. Heat, all that for UD. UD's not a star, never was a star, but he was awesome. You know what I mean? Right. But it's just one of these things. Like it's like we forced this square peg in a round hole. And you know what I love? Well, he does all the little things. My brother, my superstars aren't there to do all the little things. Don't tell me that he's a star or a franchise player that he's doing all the little things. No, yeah, they could do some little things, but I need my stars to carry the damn franchise. You know what I mean? Like Kachuk, he'll dive on the floor to block a shot, but that mother effer is going to finish out games for you too with game-winning goals because that's what they pay him to do. And so I just love when this whole, PR machine of selling him like a star. He's a fantastic young man. He's a multifaceted player, but he is a super role player is what he is to me. That's what he is. Right. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think part of it too is we have to, like, in our minds when we talk about players and we bring up these kind of topics, like you have to be able to dominate a game offensively, right? To be a star. I mean, it's one thing to do it on the defensive end, but that's never going to be valued the same way as what you do on offense.
In the 90s, yes. When you scored 80 and 90 points and points were at a premium.
Sure.
Yeah, that's when Ben Wallace can be a star, bro. Of course.
But we're in a different era, and you got to be able to take over in the fourth quarter and do what Jimmy Butler does and others do. And if you're not, then you're just not a star. You're just another guy. But I will tell you, I mean, he is, to me, he's probably their second best player, right? I mean, who else do you really have at this point? It's pretty much Jimmy, the only guy who can take over. Tyler Hero could when he was healthy at times. But Kyle Lowry, I mean, that's the contract to me that's going to come back to bite the Heat in the ass, because Kyle Lowry is nothing more than a role player now. He's not what he was years ago. And when you invest that much money into one dude who's at the end of his career, that's the kind of thing that makes you lose in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Boys are continuing the recruiting, added a new linebacker.
Yes. Are we? I'm trying to remember who we're talking about now, because it's been a while since. Who's the guy? I'm trying to think.
Patrick something, wasn't it? What's the name of the kid? Shaver.
Oh, the kid from last week. Yes. Out of Miami Central. Yes. Yeah. Hold on. I'll go back. I've had so much things going on in my mind. Oh, I apologize.
Well, the Anthony Campbell kid they signed, but also the linebacker Vincent Shavers from
Miami Central. Right. He's a 24 recruit, a 3-star kid, played at Miami Central. thank you for bringing his name up because otherwise I would have forgotten. I apologize.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a week ago committed. Nice kid. He plays both ways. I like kids that can play running back and linebacker. I think that's so important in today's game that linebackers have the kind of skill set to play on both sides, especially in high school. I think, obviously you don't need him to do it at the college level, but to me, a DJ Williams, right? You think about the
Yeah.
best linebackers in Miami. That's what that guy did. He started on both sides of the ball. Sean Taylor in high school played running back besides safety. Like, to me, I like versatile kids that can do both. I think it makes them better players on the defensive side of the ball when that's what they do primarily. So I like the Vincent Shavers pickup. He's the last of 8 commitments. And as we've tried to tell you many times before, the month of June is going to be very busy, very important month for the Canes because they're getting a lot of elite kids on campus. There's only one blue chip recruit in the class right now, but they got a lot of great kids coming in next month.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm interested to know, and maybe this is kind of a multifaceted question. Maybe Bam Adebayo should ask it. No, all right. So, the stories from the past when guys used to work out on their own, when former players used to come back and work out with the current players to get them prepared for the season because there's only a certain amount of hours they can work with the coaches, so they would do it on their own.
Right.
So, is there much of that going on? And here's where it becomes the Bam Adebayo question. If there's not much of that going on, is that because maybe Mario is still in the infantile stages of initiating this program and establishing it, that maybe a few years from now, when you have more veteran players on the team that have been in the system for 3-4 years, and they can then bring the young guys along, and then other former players come in and kind of join in? Is that why maybe it isn't happening? Or is it happening right now? The stuff that used to make the former Canes teams a little better in the offseason because they would be able to work on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that goes on constantly. I just think, when you think about those great Canes teams, there were great players that were doing this stuff in the offseason. It wasn't guys who were just guys, right? Just
Right.
a dude, just a guy on the roster. These were dudes that were doing this stuff, the elite of the elite. And I think you can say that it's happening, but I think you can also say it's not happening with the special players yet because those kids are just getting in here. The special players are just getting in
It's a
through the
cycle
door.
that we haven't started again.
Right. I think you look at this last recruiting class. I think there's some very special guys in there. I think the Ray Armstrongs, the Francis Mauigoas. I look at Ray and I think of Santana Moss. I think he's going to be that kind of a talent. I look at Mauigoa and I think he's probably going to be a first round pick at offensive tackle. Somebody's going to take this kid high up in the draft and he'll be a special player for Miami. But they're freshmen, they're babies, and it's hard to lead when you walk in the door as a true freshman and get a bunch of older guys to follow your
I get it. We're 3, 4, 5, 6 years from starting that cycle.
From being at that level, that special level where the Canes once were. But it's happening. I mean, I think Mario certainly changed the culture of the locker room. I think a lot of the guys that were maybe bringing it down have been have transferred out, aren't necessarily there anymore. But again, none of that matters unless you go out there and win on Saturdays, right? Like, we can talk about the offseason, and then if they go out and go 7-5 this year, people can say, oh, some offseason, right? Like, what did they do? It's about talent. It's about the whole thing. You've got to get the whole thing rolling, or, we can sit here till we're blue in the face and talk about this and be like, well, they're not doing their job in the offseason. No, they need good players to win. They need good players to go out there and take care of the job on Saturday, and then to do what you talked about, which is bring the other guys along with them in the off-season workouts and make them special. So yes, we're in the infancy stage, I think, of this.
What's Mario doing now with the staff and the program before we get to the part of training camp?
Well, look, every college program at this time of year does all of its scouting, right? I mean, this is really important for recruiting and then also for off-season scouting, because now they have an idea, now the transfer portal is sort of settled down. You have an idea of, okay, these are the guys that they have. These are the changes these programs have made and the coaching staff. This is the kind of offense. Now we can start studying on, what we might see. We can study the players that we know are going to be important to them. We can study the coaches and the schemes that they ran and get ourselves prepared. So this is sort of the homework time of the year, while the kids are out there working out on their own and the recruits are coming in to visit. But they're working, dude. Mario doesn't take a day off, man. I mean, this isn't the kind of guy who's going to tweet out photos of himself on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, no, I can expect that from him, that he'll never take a day off. That's why I'm intrigued to see what they do now in this part of the off season, before they get a full blown training camp going. All right, what are you working on The Athletic, so folks can check it out, my man?
Yeah, I know we're talking a lot about the Panthers and the Heat, and rightly so. They've dominated the sports scene. But I just put out an article on the Parkland Douglas baseball team, who just won their third state championship in a row, undefeated season here in South Florida, where we love our baseball. You know, our kids that grow up in this community. I mean, we've produced so many damn great baseball players. I'm talking about the youth level. I'm not talking about the pro level.
I know.
But at the youth level, there's been so many great players. These guys just went 29-0, and I went to Douglas yesterday. I was on campus when the team got back from the state championship with their trophy. I was there when they were getting off the buses and meeting with the school principal and athletic director, and it's horrible. Oh, but that damn building where that massacre happened is still up, and I don't know if you've driven by Douglas.
No, I have not.
It's been 5 years, and I know that they've put these big chain link fences and mesh to block it, but it's a 3-story building, and it's an eyesore. It really is. And just imagine you're pulling up with your third state championship in a row. There's this happy celebration. For an outsider like me, it's like the bus literally pulls up, and that building is still just a few feet away from these kids as they're getting off the bus. And I know for them,
that tells you when it's all city and government ridden, this is what happens.
Yeah.
If it was a private institution, that building would have been gone years ago. They would have eliminated. Jorge Mas, or the Mas brothers, built a stadium in 8 months.
Yep.
8 months.
Those guys know what they're doing, dude.
Private funding, bro.
Yep.
Private funding. That same stadium has to be built by the county or the city, and it takes 2 years. And it's really not a difficult stadium to build. It wasn't that complicated, but they did it in 8 freaking months, dude.
Right.
And that's just red tape, bro. That's all it is. Crap.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you still have the trial of the school resource officer that was there on campus the day of the shooting. It's going to start next week. So that's the reason the building. I mean, that's what they say. The reason is still up. But
yeah, they got to use it for the courts. Yeah.
But the point is, like, it's just, these kids have put together something spectacular in terms of the school and winning these championships. This tremendous baseball program. And I just wanted to give them a little bit of attention. So I wrote that for The Athletic, and there'll be plenty of college football. I mean, we're doing a ton of recruiting stuff. Like I said, June is around the corner. I'm doing an SEC recruiting notebook. Grace Rayner, my colleague, just did one for the ACC. She called me up to ask me about Miami and what's going on with Miami. So there'll be tons of stuff to read in The Athletic in the weeks ahead.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend.
All right, brother. You too. Take care.
You got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro coming your way. And the people at Caneswear, man, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. You can get anything and practically everything with a Canes logo on it. Brett and the boys, they do an awesome job out there, man. Go check them out. Jeff, all the great people out there, man. They're so helpful. Free shipping when you order over $99. If you go to the website, you'll be able to see anything and everything. You can buy Canes gear, Dolphins gear, Marlins gear, Panthers gear, Inter Miami gear, Miami Heat gear. They got it all for you there. Caneswear.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
So it's like Caroon,
yes, because he went down below and he said it's like
I saw it. It's like Caroon. So Caroon. Okay.
We were way off on that one, huh?
Wow, god damn.
Did you see?
That's some terrible shit there, bro. I was like completely off.
Did you see the thing from SportsCenter with the last time the Panthers made the Stanley Cup final?
What about it? 96?
Yep.
What was
Matthew Tkachuk hadn't been born yet. Tiger Woods hadn't turned professional. Tom Brady yet to throw a pass at Michigan. Google was yet to be incorporated.
Oh yeah, no. We were
Yes, 96, right?
96. We
Yeah.
were using Prodigy and AOL. That was like the beginning of the internet.
Internet, yeah. Yeah, that was the
like
MySpace
right
time.
at the big, yeah, dude. I was right there at the start of the
It's
internet.
just wild to think,
Like CBS Sports was like the main one that people would go to.
Yes.
There was no ESPN.com. I
No,
think.
I don't think so.
I don't
No,
even
I'm trying
think.
to-
I don't even know if ESPN.com existed at that
No,
time.
at those times, I think maybe it might have been like in infancy stage. Where
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
much.
think because I remember in 97, I was early 97. I was in San Francisco, and I was working for Sports Byline USA. And I remember using the internet. My God, it was dial up. It was slow. Oh my God, Netscape.
You wait to hear all that, and then you're like, "Come on, come on."
Netscape was the other one.
Yep. I remember
Netscape, Prodigy, AOL. Yeah, dude. God, that was crazy, man. Yeah. And by the way, that's what reminds me of what crypto is right now. It's the same as the internet in the middle of the 90s.
Oh, my
same exact thing. Intimidating. Most people don't know how to use it. They don't think it's going to be important. They don't think it's going to be a part of their lives. And now you can't live without the internet. And the same shit with crypto. It's the exact same thing. It's going to be a part of your everyday lives. Web3, blockchain, crypto, everything. Anything and everything you do will be tied to that, just like because it's the modern day internet. It's the more secure internet. And it's what I keep trying to explain, but whatever, it's all good. You keep listening to other people, especially people in our government, setting us back. Yeah.
And did you see the emotions, Billy Lindsay, when he was on NHL? Did you see that? They had him actually on the NHL Network the night that they won. He was the guest. Because I was wondering why he wasn't on the call. Because usually when they're, Game 5 they were away, right? Or no, it was a sweep. He was here, right? They won in Sunrise, right?
Yeah.
Because usually Billy's on the call,
we got swept.
on the radio call, and he wasn't there. And then a piece came out where after they clinched the NHL.com, they go there. I mean, he couldn't even he was stumbling over his words on everything that what it meant to him to sit there and because he's one of the guys that's been there through
the whole thing
from when they're 96 all the way to now. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he might have went away for a year or two, but he's always been
right
there now. And man, you could just tell how much it meant to him. And then you see Luongo up in
that goal by Tkachuk.
Yes.
The other night might be the one that tops Billy Lindsay's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it comes, the meaning behind it and all that. And, the Panthers are more of a novelty. It's, God, I hate to do this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Heat and the Panthers right now. When I look at the Heat, it's a cutesy, great story, adorable that they overachieve, all that stuff. It feels good in your heart. I love it and all that. But deep down inside, I know they're not really that good. I just know they're really not that. They're not a championship caliber team. There's no way. It's just not a championship caliber team. And then when I look at the Panthers, and I know they've had that shady season, but then there were reasons why, and I'm not really a smart hockey guy, but I trust Poop a lot more than myself. After all, he is Canadian. So it's by law, he's supposed to know. Just by osmosis, he picks up everything on hockey more than all of us. But anyway, all kidding aside, he explained to me how they were injured all year. It was a new system. And so all of those things that maybe that kind of played into it. And then the goalie, that's one thing I know that once you get a hot goalie going, boy, it don't matter what. And the Panthers just look more like the real deal with the players that they have than the Heat. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing. Back in the 90s when the Panthers made it, it was a great story, a cutesy story. But once we knew we were going up against Colorado, it was like,
that was
bro, Patrick Waugh and Forsberg, and it's just like, get the out of here, bro. We got no shot against these.
I was gonna say that's another thing, right? Because
and it's
you
like
knew you're going to go against Colorado. The Heat are going
to go.
They're looking at Denver, who's had almost a week off.
And they're way better.
No, not only that, but I mean, they also had a week off. And
they got two legit stars, dude.
Yeah.
Two legit stars. So it's kind of the same story of the 90 Panthers and the 2023 Heat. It's a great story. I love it, man. Upstart, upset, underdogs. Everybody counted them out, and they just keep going. But deep down inside, if you're honest with yourself and you watch the Panthers and you watch the Heat, there's real with the Panthers. The Heat, it's just a phenomenal story of an underdog. That's all it is. It's the bad news Bears falling short to the Yankees. And you can, tell the Yankees to take that apology and shove it up there or whatever, but it is what it is. And they went to breaking training. They went to Japan. That's right. That's right. Yep. Eddie Lepp says, we had encyclopedias. Big O, I heard Boston has an 82% chance to win. Yeah, well, I don't feel good about tomorrow. I really don't, man. I hope they play the game of their lives. They may need to play the best game of the season on Saturday in order to advance. Lenny says, in 96, I remember feeling proud of my Motorola baby, blue see-through beeper. Yeah, I remember when the beeper started becoming see-through, and yeah. No, and remember, we went from beepers that could talk to beepers that could have digits, and then we learned how to spell hello with digits and all those different things. And then we started to get sports scores with our beepers. Oh, dude, I got the beeper that gives me the headlines, the news, and the scores. And that was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah. Yeah. Beepers. Oh, man. That was so awesome. Filthy Cat 305 says, I got spoiled by Wade, Bam, and Jimmy are not at that level. I'm sorry. It's not Jimmy. Let's not throw Jimmy under the bus. That's not fair. That's not fair. Jimmy is by himself. You can only ask so much. And can we step into the honest room now? Okay? I love Jimmy Butler. He's an awesome player. Is he Dwayne Wade? Is he LeBron James? Is he Shaq? Is he Zoe? Okay. So he's really not a number one, right? He's a number one here because we have no choice. Correct? Right? Because if you're playing with Shaq and Wade, Butler, what is a 3? If you're playing with Timmy and Zoe, he's a 3. If you're playing with Bosch and Wade, he's a 3. See what I'm saying? So if you look at all the big stars that we've had here, he's a 3 in that mix. Because he can't shoot the way, you need some, and he can't score the way some of those guys can. So it's different. And that's why I would tell you that, it's kind of he's fantastic for us, but he's all alone, man. It's only you suckers out there that believe that Bam's a star. That's all. But I think maybe some of you might be learning your lesson finally. Hey, by the way, I don't see enough people saying I'm wrong about Bam. He's not a star. And there's plenty of you that argue with me about it. He also had help winning titles. Not saying that he wasn't a superstar. To a time, what he did against Dallas, at that time, Shaq was he didn't play like the year before. And that team, that Dallas championship, I could say that he was really the true only superstar on that team at that moment. Because Shaq was going like that with the quickness. The year before, Shaq played like a stud. He was slim, and then he got injured at the end. But then he let himself go the following year, and he started to become a dick again. And so, whatever. Right, Filthy Cat. Wade was by himself in 06. The second leading scorer was Walker with 30. I know. Filthy Cat, you are correct, sir. That's what I was just saying. In 2006, Wade carried that team, bro. Carried that team. 2005, I'll give Shaq all the love. I'll give him, or as they say nowadays, I'll give him all his flowers in 2005. They would have, if Wade and Shaq don't get injured, they beat the Pistons and the San Antonio Spurs for a title in 05. I'm convinced of that. Shaq was playing out of his effing mind. That year, he was a stud, dude. 06, after that injury, he lost it. Oh, does Riley blow this team up if we collapse here at the end? Troy, it's not that if he blows the team up, how do you get rid of Lowry? How do you get rid of Tyler? See what I'm saying? So as easy as I could say Lowry, Tyler, and Duncan are, deadbeat salaries, and they are, and I would love to unload that 60, 70 million. If it's going to take you picks to go along with that to get rid of them, then no. And it's going to be hard. And so how many people are going to line up for Lowry? Nobody. You're going to have to be able to trade for a disgruntled player on their side. So it might be another bad contract that you're getting back from Lowry. So you're better off just sucking it up and dealing with Lowry for 1 year so you can get the salary completely off the books. And then Tyler Hero would be nice to trade, but who is Tyler Hero, bro? Yeah, he's a nice little scorer at times, but he can't stay healthy ever. It's fragile. So it's not easy to move that contract. And then Duncan Robinson has built up his value now. How much is he going to bring back? You know what I'm saying? So in a perfect world, I'd love to unload those three guys. But it's easier said than done. And then what are they going to be offering you in return? Are there going to be any more bad salaries in return? That's a little scary, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you don't use Cutter's Edge Pro and you don't call William and Mike, that's a little scary, folks. Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. I'm telling you, Cutter's Edge Pro, they are amazing. They are your total landscape solution, lawn and landscape maintenance for medium to large HOAs, condominiums, corporate parks, and large commercial building complexes in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. They've got like 70 trucks, something ridiculous. I don't know. It's probably 60-something or 70-something, but it's ridiculous. It's an enormous company. You see the trucks all over South Florida, folks. Landscape lighting from pathways. They could take basic LED lights to color changing technology, which is what we have in our house. So if the Heat win, we got Heat colors. If the Panthers win, we got Panther colors. You can do all of those kind of things, man. Reach out to my friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622. Ask for William or Mike and tell them that Big O sent you, man. Tree trimming and removals, landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation design and build, synthetic turf. And my dogs love the synthetic turf. You're going to love the synthetic turf because the maintenance is very minimal, okay? And you're going to save hundreds, thousands, and thousands in the long run because you're not watering the lawn all the time and you're not cutting the grass all the time. There you go. Go to cuttersedgepro.com and go to their Instagram page at Cutter's Edge Pro so you can see a lot of the work that they've done. cuttersedgepro.com. Yes, sir.
I don't know how to say his last name. So you can probably know who it is. Cameron Gorby. He does the PR for the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was traveling, maybe up to the ACC baseball tournament. I'm not sure. But he's on JetBlue.
Okay.
Watching the Panthers game, there's 8 seconds left in the game.
Oh my God!
And
they
a
turned
big,
off the
a
TV
big
for the-
blue block pops up and says, "Please listen for a quick announcement." Blocks the whole screen in the play of the
So he
game-winning
doesn't
goal.
see. He doesn't see the
Yeah.
Kachuk goal.
And it does the audio too, right? If your headphones are in. So he didn't hear it either.
No. No. Wow, that sucks, dude. That sucks.
It's like something that happened to us.
It's like YouTube does that all the time. That you're watching something on YouTube, and right when it's about a punchline or something, that's right when it pops into a commercial. And like, you sons of bitches, you did that on purpose, didn't you? You knew exactly where the punchline was, where the moment where the crescendo was going to hit and the drama or whatever, and boom, here comes a commercial. You're making me wait 5 seconds for me to push this thing, huh? Oh, using your Bad News Bears reference, who's the Heat's Tanner? Oh, God. I don't even want to do that. Whoever you call Tanner is like basically calling him a racist. You can't call.
I was thinking loudmouth.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just a lot more than loudmouth, bro. SNJs and now a. No. You can't. It's just that, man, the shit we used to watch, you cannot watch it nowadays, dude. They could never play it. You have to go back and just watch it on your own, your DVR or whatever on television but they would never make movies or shows like that at all. If Butler had a Shaq on this team or even an Alonzo Mourning on this team, Butler could bring a championship or two to Miami guaranteed. Hell yeah. I'm with you to extreme. That's where I have to pick on Riley. I love Riley to death, and I'm never going to want him to go. I'm going to want him to work any day, every day of his life that he wants to work here. But I will tell him straight up, yeah, you haven't done a good job lately, bro. You've done a mediocre job, and Spo's bailed your ass out. Okay? Luckily, you have Spo. That's what I would tell Pat Riley. I'm not kidding. I'm 1,000% serious about that. But I would never, ever want Riley to leave. I just would tell him, Pat, you got to raise your game, dude. You've been effing it up, dude. This Lowry bullshit, these contracts that you've been giving up lately, as Quarter Flash would say, you need to harden your heart. You gotten a little soft as you've gotten older. And I know how it is because it happens to me. Okay? Because I see my ass watering and crying for certain movies nowadays that like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it's like, bro, I would have never been emotional about this. I wouldn't have given a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I sad about this? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is the weirdest thing. It's I feel like the oldest Wayans brother is it Damon Wayans? No, it's not Damon Wayans, right? You know the Glimmer Man? You ever saw the Glimmer Man? The movie The Glimmer Man with Steven Seagal and one of the Wayans brothers? Which is the oldest one? He's the one that's behind, huh? Dwayne? Okay. Dwayne Wayans with him and there's that he's watching that Casablanca, I think it is, and he's like crying or whatever, and Seagal's like making fun of him. That's kind of like me. Yeah. Damon Wayans, the fourth one? Yeah. Yeah, it's the oldest one. Oh, yeah, there's a shitload of Wayans. Yeah. Yeah. You can't have in living color like either nowadays. Oh, yeah, they were all involved. At one point or another, they were all involved. The sister and everything was involved in living color, yes. Yeah. They're all talented in their own way. Yeah. God, I loved In Living Color. God, that was such a great show. Laughed my ass off in Living Color.
Dougie Fresh says, Bam was an all-star a few years back. Today is occasionally, very good keyword, occasionally. Yeah, man. He's a terrific, multifaceted player. He's just not a star. That's all. Keenan Ivory Wayans. That's what they say is the older one. Keenan Ivory Wayans. He's second? So then maybe it is the second one that was in Glimmerman. Well, hit Keenan Ivory Wayans and his IMDb. Is he the one on Glimmerman? But that one. He's the first famous. That's the one with the mustache and kind of balding here a little bit in the top. And yeah, bro. Yeah, he's the one in Glimmerman. I actually like that movie, Glimmerman. Did a good job with that. I thought Wayans was terrific in that movie. What else do we have? I wonder if Ron DeSantis would laugh at men on film skits in Living Color. Oh, no, Ron wouldn't want anything to do with that. He's as homophobe as they get, bro. Holy crap. Yeah. I've never seen anybody hate the gay community more than that guy, bro. Jesus. Wow. Terrible. Did you see Pat Mahomes was asked about his brother yesterday? Speaking of losers, not Pat, his brother. I kind of felt bad. What was that?
I said that is until Germany. Then Patrick will be the loser.
Right, yes, exactly. That's right. Pat will be the loser then. But so they asked him about his brother, and it's one of those where I don't blame him, dude. I kind of feel it's an unfair question in a way, right? Because Pat's not the one that's a screw up. It's his idiot brother. So he goes, it's kind of a personal thing that I'm going to keep to myself. At the end of the day, I come here to play football and try to take care of my family at the same time. So it kind of just keep it to myself and just go out there and play football when I'm in the building. It's your family, he said, but you have to come here and do a job. That's what I try to do every day. And I kind of, I felt bad because his brother Jackson was arrested May 3rd after a restaurant owner alleged that he grabbed her and forcibly kissed her multiple times at her Kansas establishment 3 months ago. The younger Mahomes was also accused of shoving a male member of her waitstaff earlier in the evening. Jackson appeared in court, yada, yada, yada. Listen, it's not the first time. This guy's an idiot and done all kinds of crap. But you feel bad for the other person that's famous. And this has happened in all walks of life, sports and entertainment and politics and whatever, you know what I mean? And it's not your fault that your sibling or whatever is a disaster. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't hold it against Pat Mahomes, and I kind of feel it's an unfair question, to be quite honest. I would never ask that question. You know what I mean? Because it's, unless he's there with his brother committing the acts, there's no reason to ask Patrick Mahomes about his loser brother. You know what I mean? Because we all of us, right? We have some family member that's kind of an embarrassment. Is it your fault that your brother, cousin, uncle, whatever, father, mother, whatever? It's like when Des Bryant comes to the Miami Dolphins for an interview before the draft, and Jeff Ireland wants to, hey, so your mom's a prostitute, huh? It's like, what does that have to do with playing football? Right? Why are you doing? It's a 21-year-old kid. He's trying to make a living coming out. Is it his problem that his mom is a prostitute? What does that have to do with football? So your dad's a pimp and your mom's a prostitute. Great, dude. Thanks for reminding me my family's kind of screwed up. Appreciate it. Again, do you want me to catch a football for you or not? Because, my mother on the corner is not going to do anything for you. And so that's kind of unfair. I found that, disturbing, to be quite honest. And if you're the media member asking, I think you're kind of pathetic. If we're going to call it like we see it. If Patrick Mahomes was doing it inside the Kansas City organization, he did it at a game or something, then maybe it does become a story that you can ask. But if it's somebody's odd behavior or whatever, what was the years ago? What was her name? Geraldine something. And her son was caught in something. You know what I mean? Wasn't Jimmy Carter's brother kind of a disaster also? They're, like in politics, it's happened. Geraldine Ferraro, that's it. And her son got caught in something, and it kind of hurt her. You know what I mean? But it's like not fair that we put the celebrity, the politician, the entertainer through some kind of personal hell when they're not the screw up. It's somebody that's part of their family. That kind of stuff. It's so silly, dude. Drago, you remember Ferrara, right? Wait a minute. Is it Karoon? Okay, because I want to make sure that I remembered. Karoon says, I remember I watched one of those Dateline type shows where one twin raped a woman and blamed the other twin to the authorities. It took a while, but they were able to ID the person using forensics. Okay, that's crazy. Big O and Sean, you ever wonder why siblings raised by the same parents can be so different? Like one is good, the other's horrible, kind of different. It happens all the time. And usually, in most cases, it's not like you're a criminal and you're not. It's usually this one's quiet, this one's outgoing. That's how it is. This one's mellow, this one's kind of rowdy, right? This one's kind of smart, this one's not as much. It's usually those kind of opposites. Then you have the other extremes, that one's just a total scumbag and the other one's a completely decent human being. You know what I mean? And then the poor decent human being has to constantly be asked about your sibling that is trash. And it's just so unfair, dude. And to do that to Pat Mahomes, I find it classless. To be quiet. It's bad enough for the poor guy. Okay, so you're in Kansas City, right? Here's Pat Mahomes. What does Pat Mahomes do for you? What does Brown do for you, like UPS? What does Pat Mahomes do for you in Kansas City? Well, let's see. He brings me a ton of entertainment. He brings me winning football. He's brought me 2 championships. He's brought me the best quarterback in all of football, possibly the best in the history of the game or top 5. And let's reward him by talking to him about his scumbag brother. It's like, really, dude? Is that what we're going to do? That's what we're going to do to a guy that all he does is great shit for us. Everything and anything that Patrick Mahomes does in Kansas City is just awesome. So let's reward his awesomeness by embarrassing him, by asking him about his brother. That's so just wrong at every level, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just wrong at every level. Just like the guy this morning, Jimmy Butler played like shit. And I felt like mother effing that guy. I really did. Like, the only reason you exist is Jimmy Butler, you asshole. So, yeah, I get it, bro. He hasn't played great the last 2 games. I don't have the guts to say one bad thing about Jimmy Butler. Guy leaves it all on the damn court for you, bro. He needs other people to step up. I told you clearly yesterday, all the pressures on the role players. And the role players didn't step up. And maybe it'd be easier for Butler to kind of continue if the momentum and everybody else was doing their damn job. It's got to get tiring when you got to carry and do everything. It is exhausting. Okay? Exhausting.
And also, it doesn't help that Boston is saying anybody's going to beat us but Jimmy Butler now.
Right.
I mean, it's not like Jimmy's just out there
it's
missing.
Obvious.
No, yeah, he's got 3 guys around him. Any shot he makes is contested. Or
what are you going to do? Double bam?
Not at the moment.
No,
you
never.
know he's going to pick up the dribble, so he's not going to go straight to the basket and dunk.
It's like, give me a break. It's like crazy, dude. It really is. And Living Color reference. Don't you dare talk bad about Mrs. Jenkins. Well, she said she does do drugs. She's seen more crack than a panty shield. But I don't gossip. You didn't hear that from me. That's the Wayne's sister when she was just like I think just sitting on a porch, right, and just like gossiping and throwing. I remember that, Dougie Fresh. That was freaking awesome. And Living Color is so good. For you youngins out there, well, I don't know. These young people might get insulted or like they're really touchy about. Yeah, they don't have the sense of humor that we do. So I don't know if you young people can handle In Living Color. Young people cannot handle Red Fox and Archie Bunker and George Jefferson. Young people, you can't watch Blazing Saddles. Do not watch History of the World Part 1. Do not do that, young people. It'll be shell shock for you.
Oh, when they announced they're going to do the live Jeffersons and All in the Family, did you like cringe a little bit? I was like, I got to see how they're going to do this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it wasn't,
Yeah. No, it wasn't as.
No. It's what's going to happen to the Pat McAfee show on ESPN now. Okay, he can say whatever he wants because he has to say it. But I get it, bro. He's getting paid.
Yeah,
and so he got his money. It's Barstool is not going to be the same as taking over.
Well, I was reading another.
And by the way, and hell, even I saw Portnoy may not even have he may not have a lot.
I don't know if they're going to renew my contract.
Yeah, he's almost out of there, and it's like, yeah, bro. Once you get taken over like that, and you knew they couldn't do All in the Family like they did it.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on, man.
Going back to McAfee too was one of the things was that he wanted to get rid of the costs.
Yeah, of course. I guess
he was like, it's just too much.
He was carrying the burden. Yeah, because they gave him the money, and then he has to pay for the production and everything. I get it. Yeah. I get it. But you know what? Well, I've been at it a lot longer, so I like freedom. I really enjoy freedom, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, but also he's entering. I wouldn't have sold out of his life because now he's got the baby, and
he still he can make more money, bro.
Yeah, but he could make it there doing.
Oh no! Now,
nothing.
Yeah. Now,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and then maybe
now he gets to mail it.
Maybe when that ends, then he goes back, and the kid's older. But it's
at that point he'll quit.
Probably. I mean, he'll have plenty of money, but I'm just
plenty
saying,
of money.
If he wanted to, he could go back to do it.
But he still, I would have stayed on FanDuel, and I would have figured out ways of creating more revenue and keep my freedoms. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what we do now. He and I have more freedoms and more successes than we've ever had. So, that's kind of the way it goes. But I don't know. I kind of feel bad because I really like that show. And I don't, what show is good on ESPN? End of story. That's the thing. I
believe Skip Bayless took the heat for Game 6, so now I'm really nervous.
Why? What happened?
No, he said that that he don't believe Boston can get a third win in a row. Gabe Vincent's coming back. The Heat will win. I was like, oh, now I'm nervous.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just hope Jim Cramer doesn't say that the Heat are guaranteed to win. Or Barkley. If Barkley says the Heat are guaranteed to win, then yeah, you're kind of screwed. They just made History of the World Part 2 in a TV show. Yeah, I heard about that, but I'm not even going to watch that. That's probably so bad at this point. There's no way you can do the way it's supposed to be done. Okay? The previews to History of the World Part 2 at the end of History of the World Part 1 are going to be more edgier than anything they did in that History of the World Part 2. Okay? See, a Viking funeral. Jews in space. Oh, God, that was awesome. And by the way, the ship was awesome. Remember the ship? It's like a Star of David that's flying, and it was actually really cool. They actually did really good. So they were edgier in the movie at the end than probably whatever they film nowadays. It's just a lot of that stuff can never fly now. You can't. Red Fox can never be tolerated in today's world, or Archie Bunker. People would lose their mind if they heard those people. Are you kidding me? They would protest. They would. What's that stuff when they block your ass out right away? What's that called? In life when they when people want to block you out and they, what's that called nowadays? No, it's not ghosting. Ghosting, that's individually, but like when a whole slew of people want to just shut you down. What's that called? Cancel. Yes. Yes, that's it. But it's culture cancel. Cancer culture or whatever. That would happen nowadays. Forget about it. Don Rickles couldn't last 2 minutes on television in today's world. He couldn't last 20 seconds in today's world. Yeah, Mel Brooks is a genius. Holy cow, wasn't there a government official that said something about Jewish space lasers? Oh yeah, but that's Marjorie Taylor Greene, who says all kinds of stupid shit all the time. She's just her and turds are just as useful to the world. Actually, turds are more useful than Marjorie Taylor Greene, because with turds we can use that as fertilizer. Marjorie Taylor Greene is actually not even good for fertilizing. So I don't know what use she has at all, actually, to be quite honest. Exactly like Louis C.K. They were going after his ass too. By the way, how are the markets doing right now? Inflation went up slightly today. And the Dow responded up 300 points. S&P's up almost 50 points. NASDAQ slightly up half a point. Kind of shocked, actually. Kind of shocked. And Bitcoin approaching 27. Jasmine starting to climb a little bit. I like it. I like it. What else do we have? Where's Ethereum at? Up to 1830, up 2%. Matic is up 4%. Okay. All right. The crypto market is slightly in the green, too.
Can I give everybody a glimmer of hope?
A glimmer?
Game 6?
The Glimmer Man?
For the Heat?
Yeah, Gabe's playing?
Well, no, but listen to this. The Heat and Celtics have played each other in 3 of the past 4 Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes, sir.
The Celtics have won every game 5 by exactly 13 points.
Wow.
The Heat have went on to win every Game 6. And I confirmed 2 of the 3. So before I went in
So
there.
it just makes me feel like shit now about that. There's no way it's going to continue. Oh, God. Yeah. It's like when we start making too much of a case for why, and it's all these things that mean nothing. Yesterday, I saw some Heat site tweet out, they showed like a picture of Butler smirking before that last game against the Celtics that they then went on to win. And then now this, or was it smirking when Grant Williams went after him and all that, and then they exploded in the second half. And then they got a smirk last night from him on the side and see, it's a sign of things to come in Game 6. And I'm like, oh, God. We're reaching for all kinds of stuff, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
I am very interested to see, though, the referees that are assigned to this match, this game.
Yeah.
Although with Scott Foster, last game we won, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so
I think they've won the last 2 with Scott Foster.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. Hell, even the classic movies like Monty Python's Holy Grail and The Life of Brian couldn't be shown today. It's funny. My daughter saw them the other day because I have the DVDs, and then but she found it on a service. I said, you got to see Monty Python, but she has a sense of humor, so I kind of raised her a little bit more with an older soul, And her mom, of course, who did most of the raising. Nervous about the market with the debt ceiling deadline approaching. You see how the suckers are all over. You could tell that Gonzo was not listening at the beginning of the show. Gonzo, I opened up the show that the world is full of suckers. They're 60 billion apart, dude. That's nothing. That's like you and me negotiating. We're $6 apart. 60 billion's a joke. You can find 60 billion easy. Their problems are in the trillions. Okay? A lot of billions fit in trillions. Anyway, there's going to be no problem with the debt ceiling. They will get this done. It's all lies. Everything's a lie. Democrats and Republicans, all they do is lie to you people. It's whether you're a Republican or a Trumpy or you're a Democrat or a Biden, you're a fool for believing all this shit. Same thing when the Democrats passed that $1.7 trillion package. The Republicans could have blocked it. I was praying they would and do what's fiscally responsible, because unfortunately our governments never do anything fiscally responsible. And then what did they do? They just put up a stink so they could negotiate and get some things for themselves and then pass the stupid bill and then complain about it after. But you idiots had a chance to stop it. That's because you don't care. They just fool you idiot Republicans and Democrats out there thinking that they care about you when neither side cares about you. And they end up passing that disgusting bill that has all kinds of money that they're throwing away that you and I will pay for. And they do the same thing here. They make a big stink about the debt ceiling, Democrats and Republicans, to get you guys riled up, like you, Gonzo, and get you all worried, when in the end, they know they got to pass it. They just want to get what's in their best interests, because that's all they care about. Not your interests, not mine, their interests. That's all. Whatever, man. You guys want to keep getting suckered, you go ahead. That's why Democrats won't let you vote on CBDCs, because we would all vote it down, because that would control the hell out of us. But would they put it up for vote? Of course not. Why do you think the Republicans and the conservatives don't put up abortion for vote? Because we would vote it down 70% and we would have abortions legal in the country. But they can't, because they want to do it. They want to control it on their side. Don't be stupid. None of these people give a shit about you. The faster you wake up and figure that out, the better we will be as a country. Look out for Americans. Don't look out for Democrats or Republicans. Don't look out for Trumpies. Don't look out for Bidens. Don't look out for Bernies. Don't look out. They're all a bunch of clowns. The faster you figure that out, faster you'll, notice how one side will tell you, no, don't make me wear a mask, but I'll control your vagina. And then the other side says, oh, we want gun control. Oh, but wait, you can steal all you want in California, Oregon, and Washington. So you want gun control, but you want to allow crime. Oh, but wait, you can't tell me to wear a mask, but I can tell you can't have an abortion. You keep believing each side and keep being a sucker. You go ahead. Keep doing that. Stop thinking for yourselves. Keep thinking that either side cares about you guys or looking out for you. They're looking out for their best interests. Okay? That's what they're all doing. That's why, whether it's the Biden's son or Kushner or Elizabeth Warren, they're all getting rich, bro. All of them. But they just, they bait each side of you to go up against each other. And then you idiots think that one side is better than the other, or one side figures it out over the other. And that's what they want, to divide your ass. So there's no problem with the debt ceiling. They will raise the debt like they've raised it 4 billion other times. And they'll continue because that's what our system is. It's all run on debt. So stop being a sucker. Jesus. Yes, sir. What you got?
No, I was going to answer to a time in there. He was
what?
He said, Big O, can please ask Sean if he's going to put his hard-earned money down and order the AEW pay-per-view this week.
Sounds to me like you're not.
I am not.
Okay.
But here's the deal. They are playing it at select movie theaters and also at Dave and Buster's. Some Dave and Buster's have a cover charge, some do not. So make sure, check it out if you want to go see it. Then you don't have to pay the full price.
That's a nugget.
You could pay, a little bit less and go and watch it.
Go with the fellas and go have some beers and get it.
I'm not sure what they charge necessarily. Every movie theater is a little bit different. So
when is it? Tomorrow night?
This one's Sunday night.
Okay.
The WWE one is actually tomorrow, I think, afternoon, because it's in Saudi Arabia. I think it's like 1:30 or something like that.
So maybe you can watch the, like the Dallas game or something.
Yeah. You got a lot to do, and then boom, right to the movie theater.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
but I'm not paying the full price for that. No way.
Man of 1,005 says Republicans and demos are working together behind the scenes and laughing at those who argue all the time, divide and conquer. Amen. 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 But they got plenty of Dems and Republicans and Trumpies all worked up, and they sucker them thinking that, oh, my side's better, or my side's looking out for all of us. And yeah. Fools. Bunch of fools. But hey, man, in this country, we got a lot of suckers, man. They buy almost every piece of crap that they sell you. Big O, what do you think about Robert Kennedy? Oh my God, no. First of all, they're not letting anybody debate Biden because on their own side they know that the old man's a clown, so they don't want somebody on their own side showing him up. That's not going to help because this is what's going on. The Democrats are just going to leave the old fart there to run, and then they're hoping that the mass confusion and fight amongst the Republicans, right, that alone will turn everybody off, and that you'll get enough conservatives and or what's it called, middle ground type of Republicans, not conservatives. You'll get those to kind of say, I can't deal with this. Screw it, I'll vote for the old man. Because that's kind of what they did last time. It's the Trumpies don't realize this. They're not very smart, the Trumpies. It's kind of what it is, unfortunately. The guy loses to Hillary. The guy loses to Biden by even more. They won the electoral, but he lost 3 million to Hillary. He lost by 7 million to Biden. His 7 lackeys lost in the midterms. So what they're hoping is that if Trump does win again, people say, yeah, no, we're not going through that. And they just will deal with the old man and vote for him. So either way, we won't win. We'll get buried and we lose either way. It doesn't really matter. But that's kind of what's going on. But the fact that they don't let them debate, and by the way, have you heard Robert Kennedy's voice? Can you imagine listening to that voice? I can't stand listening to that guy for 1 minute. I'm happy he loves Bitcoin, but oh my God. And by the way, we've kind of had enough of the Kennedys, haven't we? Right? I think I've kind of had enough of that name, but wow, that guy's voice. And if you haven't heard it, listen to Robert Kennedy talk. Have you heard Robert Kennedy's voice? Oh my God, you got to listen to that thing. That is, I'd rather hear or watch somebody scratch their nails on chalkboards constantly. Can you imagine Robert Kennedy's press conferences, speeches? Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Ugh. Damn. We got no candidates. No side has any candidates. Okay? So we're done. We're so cooked, it's not even funny. Let's see. Big Ed, Ames singer, actor from TV show Daniel Boone is he passed away, huh? All right. Rest in peace. What chances do you put for the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup? I like their chances. A lot. A lot. Yeah. I think they're the best team left. Seriously. From what I'm watching the Dallas Knights series, and obviously the Knights are good, but they've beaten better teams already. So I like the Panthers' chances. I don't like the Heat's chances at all. Even if they beat the Celtics, I don't think maybe they win one game against Denver. Denver's much better than they are. They're going to need some really crazy luck and injuries to help them out in the Denver series. But I really like the Panthers' chances. Dougie Fresh says, Robert Kennedy sounds like the teacher from the Peanuts after a tooth extraction, isn't it? It's like, bro, it's excruciating, that voice. It's terrible. I don't even know if he's a good politician or not, to be quite honest, but the voice alone scares me. You know who he reminds me of? Anybody watch My Cousin Vinny? Do you remember the stuttering lawyer? The stuttering lawyer that got fired before, Vinny took over and it became the lawyer that of the other kid? Yeah, the public defender. Okay? Outside of the stuttering, the sound of his voice was kind of Robert Kennedy-ish. Okay, so for those, I'm serious. You have to go listen to it. Just take a minute, leave the show, go find on YouTube right now, and listen to it for just a couple seconds, and come back and tell me. And you're gonna go, there's no way I would vote for that guy. There's no way. Like, how does anybody around the world want to sit down and have conversations with this guy? How does he go to the G7 summit and then people take him seriously? It's just like, oh God, it's bad, bro. It's bad. Well, Kennedy's voice is as bad as that DeSantis laugh. Yeah, DeSantis laugh was pretty bad, bro. Oh God. That was that reminded me of what's the name of the dude? We're gonna go to Iowa and we're gonna go to this. We're gonna that guy years ago. I remember, I forgot his name now, but that it was kind of creepy. I forgot the name of that politician. But yeah. It's one of those, definitely. Would you go listen to it?
I wanted to see who the actor was that played it. So when I looked up the IMDb, they actually have the screen grab of that whole line of questioning.
Of course.
I was reading it twice. I started laughing myself just thinking about it.
No more questions.
So I see you wear glasses.
Yes.
What color are the defendant's eyes? Brown and blue.
Kennedy talks like Yoko sings. Just had to make a Yoko reference.
We love Yoko on this show. Well, one of us does.
Robert Kennedy and the Plastic Ono Band. Yes, exactly. Dean Cain or yes. It was Dean Cain. That's it, Karoon. Yeah. No, that's it. Howard Dean. That's it, Dougie Fresh. Howard Dean. That's the guy. And we're gonna go to Iowa. We're gonna go there. We're gonna the next, after that whole thing, like if he had, I don't even know if he really had a chance, but after that, he never had a chance. You know what I'm saying? After that, he was cooked, bro. Howard Dean, very good. Thank you. That's it. That is voice discrimination. You're a cancer. I'm guilty, Eddie. I'm guilty. I'm serious, bro. That guy's voice it's the worst. I don't know how you can. You're watching it.
California and Texas and New York, and we go to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan, and then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Oh, that was awesome. Right after that moment, he was cooked, bro. He was done. Oh, God. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, God. Oh, you are right. I just heard it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Robert Kennedy? Bro, I'm not lying. I don't bullshit you guys, man. I don't bullshit you guys. No matter what, you may like what I got to say, but I ain't going to bullshit you guys. I tell it like it is. What do you got there? Kennedy? Oh, okay. He's got Kennedy's voice. Here we go. You got to hear this shit.
My mission over the next 18 months of this campaign and throughout my presidency will be to end the corrupt merger of state and corporate power that is threatening now.
No, I can't. No, I can't. I won't be able to listen to that guy. No. I refuse it. No, I can't. I can't. And bro, he loves Bitcoin. That alone should get you voted for him. No, I don't need your help anyways. You know what I mean? We've got the current regime now. These idiots are in charge right now, right? They're kind of like anti-crypto because they can't control it and all that, you know, because they want to control our lives. And so they're kind of anti because they know it's coming. But bro, yeah, I there's no way I could vote for that guy, even if he's pro crypto. Huh? No, I'm not taking any chances, Eddie. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. You can vote for him if you want. God bless you, bro, but I'm not voting for that voice. No. If it never, what happens if it never improves, Eddie? What happens if that voice stays like that? There's no way anybody's going to take him serious, not even any other world or any other anything. Country, city, world, leaders, people. No. What? What happened? He has a disorder?
Yes.
That's what it is?
I looked that up. I went Robert F. Kennedy Jr. voice, and it says he suffers from, I'm going to kill this, spasmodic dysphonia.
Oh, then that's not getting fixed.
A specific form of an involuntary movement disorder called dystonia that affects only the voice box.
Wait a minute. This is the guy from Meatballs. Spaz, 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 spaz. He's the guy balancing the cups and all that kind of stuff, right? You said he's spaz, right?
Yeah, it's spasmodic. Dysphonia. Yeah.
It's Spaz from Meatballs. You're voting for Spaz from Meatballs. What's wrong with you people? So, Eddie, that ain't getting fixed, bro. That ain't getting fixed. Sorry. No. Can't vote for that. No. That sounds like a dying gargoyle. Lofi says the criteria to becoming president is getting dumber and dumber all the time for me to go watch idiocy. He sounds like Aubrey Hepburn talking into a fan. Oh, I can hear Aubrey Hepburn's voice right now. That makes me laugh. That is funny. That is funny. Oh, I hear a lot of complaints and emphasis on the problems with politics, both sides, and I agree with a lot of the points. So what's the solution? We got no solution, Emilio. That's the scariest part. This whole third party thing, that'll never happen. That'll take decades and decades and decades to develop that kind of a deal. I don't think there's a solution because all the people in power we've put in place, and they're all corrupted on both sides. It doesn't matter. The funny part is hearing the people that take sides trying to defend, thinking that their side is like the right side when, So I don't have an answer, my brother, because I don't think there's one. I don't know how we can overcome. We put in people like Marjorie Taylor Greene into office. AOC is like this extremist. She's not even pro-union. And dude, I could just go on and talk about both sides and just rip into both sides on how terrible and how they're not for you. They don't care about you guys. And it's just, I don't think there's an answer. Unfortunately, it's so corrupted on both sides. I'm terrified of that. Unfortunately, I don't think we have anything. Darth Vader sucking on a helium balloon. That's pretty good. Big O, if the cartel kidnaps you, they will put you in a room with that on a. Oh God, yeah, that's. I will do anything.
You know who our first lady would be
until you give up your I'll give you my Bitcoin right away. I mean, it ain't gonna make you rich anyways, but I'll give you my Bitcoin right away if I don't have to hear that.
Do you know who his wife is?
Who's Robert Kennedy?
Yeah.
Who?
Cheryl Hines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
For Curb Your Enthusiasm. She was the wife for.
Yeah, I know she is.
Yeah.
I know she is.
That'd be our first lady.
Okay. I like her.
It's got a little bit better.
I'll vote for Cheryl Hines for president, not for her husband.
Well, there's like.
So how do you sweet talk if you're Robert Kennedy?
Yeah. You sing a song?
Do you whisper?
Yoda?
How do you whisper?
Yoda?
How do you whisper in her ear? It's kind of odd. Standards have gotten lower for some reason. In a documentary I saw, viewers hated that Nixon started to sweat and looked at his watch in a debate against Kennedy. Well, that was also an era where what happened there, Karun, also was TV. TV changed. And by the way, kind of what's going on now a little bit. Very, very interesting you brought that up, because at that moment, TV was a new thing. It was coming into life. And then all of a sudden, for the first time, a debate was held, and people saw a young and vibrant Kennedy and an older Nixon. And so those are the kind of things that kind of changed, in that debate. that people thought, okay, yeah, we need to go in this direction. And then that's what we kind of feel a lot with Biden, right? That he's too old, and really age shouldn't be the barrier if your mind is working and all that kind of stuff. I don't really need my leader, riding a bike. Let's be honest. I mean, we see emperors and popes and kings and queens that they don't move very much and they're into their 80s and 90s and still leading. You know what I'm saying? So age shouldn't be a barrier if your mind works. It's, Biden, if he's falling down, well, guess what? He doesn't need to walk that much, bro. Just, you're the president, but we still have that concern right now, right? Because he stumbles with his words and all that kind of stuff, so it doesn't sell well. And not that you have a young or vibrant, candidate going up against him, but DeSantis will be younger. So that will look different, if in a debate, people may lean that way just because he's younger, So that's what happened back in those days. Television really changed what was going on there in politics, because if the debate was on radio only, it might have not had the same kind of impact on Nixon. But television had a huge impact on Nixon when he was going up against a younger Kennedy at that moment. So that was a different era and a different time that we were changing, and technology ended up affecting the politics in those days. And it's funny that you brought it up, because kind of some of the same issues with Biden and Nixon are going on right now. Yes. Sounds like a good Curb episode. Yeah. Yep. That was such a contrast visually between Nixon and Kennedy. Yeah. That was the thing. That was the thing. Karen says, very true, Big O. Debates on television was a new thing. Kennedy was the underdog, but things changed after that debate. Yeah, because he was young. And people got attracted to it. And obviously, I'm sure he won. I'm sure he won some of the women's over. Can't wait to watch. The Trump and DeSantis is just going to be a joke, bro. And the best part about that debate is going to be DeSantis is such a tight ass that and Trump's a dummy. So all he's going to do is just insult, right? And so then DeSantis is going to get all bent out of shape, and he's going to lose his cool. So that's what the Democrats are counting on. They're counting on the dysfunction of the Republicans to lead people to vote for the old man and tolerate. Nobody really wanted Biden. It's just they didn't want Trump. So they settled for Biden. And they're kind of counting on the same thing. Nobody really wants Biden. Nobody really wants Trump. But it's kind of like you're settling for whatever. Don't tell the Trumpies that. They don't know any better, But they're the minority. They're just loud. But that's kind of what we're hoping for there. That's what they're doing. So either way, we're screwed. Doesn't matter. You get DeSantis, you get Trump, you get Biden. You don't win at all, dude. We all lose. No, he does not sound. Dave Hyde don't do that to Dave Hyde, horn dog. Dave Hyde does not sound like Kennedy. That's not nice. He needs a Pope mobile. That's it, King Short. Right? Pope still does his job. Put Biden in a Pope mobile, a Biden mobile. I like that. It should be driven by Trump. That would be the best. Right on the mark, Big O. And the documentary viewers who listened on radio said Nixon won. TV viewers said Kennedy won. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So, either way, we're going to lose. Doesn't matter who you like. We're going to lose. I don't like any of them. That's the way I look at it. Screw them all. What else do we have? Marlins lost 3 of 4 to the Rockies. They dropped to 25-26 now. You almost feel like that's what their season's going to be, right? If they hover right around 500, a couple games over, at 500, a couple games under. but not much more than that. And let me tell you something: if Skip can actually keep him at 500, I think he's done a marvelous job with that team. I know that the owner thinks they can win a World Series and all that, but
Yeah, but he's a Marlin fan.
right? He's a fan. Exactly. He's fanatical. Yeah.
But
right.
I mean, here's the problem: when the trade deadline hits, they lose their offense.
Yeah, Solaire's gone. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then that's when you're probably going to see the wheels fall off a little bit. I believe.
That's a good point.
I think they'll stay right about 500 up until that point, and then bloop, bloop.
Yeah. They're 2-5 in their last 7 games, by the way. Luzardo is on the mound. He's pitched pretty well this year, man. He's 3-3, got a 3.83 ERA. Reed Detmers is on the mound for the Angels. 0-3 and a 4.87 ERA. But we get to see Ohtani now. Oh, God, it's awesome. I love watching Ohtani play, bro. And especially on days that he's pitching. Yeah, I think he does. I think we get him either tomorrow or Sunday, actually.
Oh, wow.
Look it up. Look it up. I think we get him this weekend. I think so. And then Inter Miami, by the way, on the road in Montreal Saturday, 7:30. They're tied with Montreal for the 12th spot with 15 points. They've got to get back on track and start winning here in the MLS. I love what they're doing in the U.S. Open Cup. They've advanced to the Elite Eight. Hopefully they can continue this run. Patriots, former Dolphin Raekwon McMillan blew out his Achilles, partially torn Achilles, that is. And he has been placed on the IR. They just signed him to a 1-year, $2.2 million deal. And Raekwon McMillan already out for the season with a torn Achilles tendon. I saw that news. Man, that kid has never had luck, bro. Remember the first play as a Dolphin, special teams? He blows out his knee right there in the middle of the field. Like the first play of his entire career in the NFL, and the kid blows out his knee. Raekwon McMillan has never, ever had the good fortunes that he, and everybody deserves. You all deserve to have good fortunes, man. Have some good things happen to you, man. What? Yeah, they're in LA. Yeah. But is he? Oh, you're talking about going to a game? No. No, I thought you were just asking me, do we get to see him pitch? And I believe it's either Saturday or Sunday that he pitches. It's not Sunday? Saturday. Yeah. Cabrera? Okay, good. Is it Yuri? Oh, no, Edwards pitched well too. Yeah. He's been all right. But hey, man, just to watch Ohtani, the only thing that sucks, it's tomorrow and we've got the Heat game going on. So, by the way, if you want to rock out my man Larry Schlossberg, his band, Doors Alive, will be rocking at Revolution Live on Saturday night. So if you're into the Doors, his singer has a little Morrison feel to him and everything. Larry's going to be jamming the guitar like he always does. His band will be at Revolution Live. Doors Alive is the name of the band. You can check it out. Oh, this always comes out. Big O for president. There you go. I saw the Ledger Wallet news, Lofi. Now, they say they've backed off of that. Now, remember, you have to opt into that if you want it. Okay? I wouldn't do it. I'm not a Ledger guy. I'm a Trezor guy. But, I get what they're trying to do to help you recover your password. Lord knows a lot of people have lost their passwords and then you lose your money. You know what I mean? So this is a way to do that, but it's wrong. I'm sorry. That's just not the way decentralized financing works. And so it's not something that I'm a fan of. I don't like that option. So if I owned a Ledger, I would not opt into that and stay away from that. Okay? So, yeah, with the whole password thing. So, yeah, I saw it. Not a big deal for me, at least, because I'm not a Ledger guy. And all I would suggest is do not add it to your ledger, and then you don't have to worry about it because you won't share it, so nobody will know, and you're fine. You're on your way. But the only way you get burned is by, well, you it's not necessarily you're going to get burned, but just sharing it, even though 3 different entities get split the password up, so, and none of them know who's who and who has it and what, so they can't really contact each other because they don't know. But the bottom line is, okay, you still don't want that. That's kind of uncomfortable. So I'm not a fan of it, quite honest. What I would just do if I have a ledger, I'd go get another one. I'd get another another custodial wallet. That's what I would do. Big O, any plans for Memorial Day? You've got the Edge drink ready to go in the mix. Yeah, that, a little Edge with a little vodka. But I'm relaxing at home this weekend. I'm not doing much, man, at all. That's it. Only in the U.S. can you cause an insurrection, have all these legal issues, and still run for president. Yeah, but he's not going to win. He has no shot at winning, so it doesn't really matter. It's all hype, dude. It's all, and that comes only from the Trumpies. He has no shot at winning. It's only the Trumpies that will vote for him, and there's less of those now because he's lost some of the conservatives. He's lost a lot of the moderates. So most people don't want anything to do with him. It's just Trumpies that raise the stink. But that's it. Look at the track record. He lost to deadbeat Hillary by 3 million votes. So he lost the majority of Hillary. He only won because of the electoral. Then he lost to deadbeat Biden by 7 million votes. And then he tried to push in Carrie Lake and all those dummies, and they all lost. And by the way, that loser Carrie Lake, she keeps getting her ass kicked in court. So the only people that will tell you that Trump has a chance are Trumpies. But clearly America is telling you they want less and less of him. No matter what, they'll vote for a piece of turd over the guy. And they did in the last election. So, he's got no shot. DeSantis will beat him because people have had enough of Trump. That's all. It doesn't matter, bro. Biden, DeSantis, Trump, Bernie, whatever. We'd lose either way. So pick your sides if you want. I don't care. They're all clown shows. Ever see Earth, Wind, and Fire? Yes, but don't go see them now. It's a shell of what they used to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, years ago when they were much better, and Maurice White was alive and all that, and Philip Bailey was on it and all that. Yeah, I saw them years ago. But nowadays, I saw them part of a festival I was at. My suggestion, Earth, Wind, and Fire and Kool and the Gang, their time has passed. Those incredible Hall of Fame bands, they are one of the greatest of all time, but not worth going to see in any concert nowadays at all. That I would tell you. Let's see what else. Big O, the major point is wallets and even hard are software based. It's not as safe as you think they marketed to you. Well, see, here's the problem. Here's the problem what you're thinking. The way they're marketed is exactly what they are. So they are custodial wallets and nobody really can get to them. Now, if you open and create a backdoor, then yeah, of course it's there. But if it's not there, then you have no problem. And if you're not sharing the passwords, then it's not a problem. But if you start sharing passwords and you start saying, well, we're going to build a backdoor so we can get, then it no longer becomes, decentralized anymore. Now there's a centralized form to it, and you can't have that. So you will lose business. And trust me, Ledger just lost themselves a lot of business because other wallets are going to say, nope, we're not going to do that. And that's it. So I disagree with you on that one. Big O, you said Trump won't win. The Trumpies are going to get mad at you. See, unlike the Republicans who are complete wussies, because a ton of them want to get rid of the guy, but they're so afraid of his base. I'm not. I don't care about his base. So I'm not worried about it. But I see the laughing and the thumbs up. But yeah, I don't worry about their base. Whatever, bro.
Hey, yo.
I don't worry about anybody's base. I don't really care. Yes.
Odds from Caesar Sportsbook. Just
Yes.
want to ask you because it sounds odd to me, but maybe I don't gamble a lot, so maybe you can tell me why. Boston Celtics against Miami Heat. The finals odds. The Heat are minus 145. Celtics plus 125. Then they go to NBA championship odds. Of course, the Denver Nuggets are number one.
Right, of course.
How do you think they have the setup 2 and 3?
Oh, Celtics 2 and Heat 3. Of course.
Celtics are 285 and the Heat are plus 550.
Of course.
But how do they have them winning the finals and then the Celtics winning a championship?
Oh, because they feel that the Celtics are still going to get through this and at least be there to have some kind of odds.
Okay.
That's it. That's the only thing I can think of. Remember, it's nobody. None of us believe the Heat are supposed to be here.
No, I know, but they have.
So
them
let's not
actually
start.
favored,
Let's not start.
Right?
But Vegas is not going to convince themselves that they belong there.
Gotcha. Okay.
They still don't think they belong there.
They have them there because they're 2 games up.
That's it. Now 1 game.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, one game away from winning,
Right?
Or however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. Big O, did you hear about Nikki Sixx learning how to play bass on Dr. Feelgood? Learning how to play bass. By the way, the sound of that album, the production of Dr. Feelgood was so amazing, dude. I'm more confident with the Panthers when. Oh yeah, way more confident in the Panthers than the Heat. Kool and the Gang opened up for Van Halen in 2007. They were much better than Halen. The infamous fan being blown on the Ross show as he threw a fit. Yeah, well, Halen hasn't been Halen for a long time. Slapping the bass. Gonna be a good Saturday night, you would think. Okay. Did LeBron? No, LeBron is not retiring at all to a time.
He's actually going to get surgery.
Yeah. That's just him throwing a little drama out there so you can forget about him.
Come on, front
swept.
office, give me something.
Yeah. And then I saw an article. He wants to play with the Warriors.
You know what's funny also?
What?
I'm scrolling through Twitter. Omar.
Mm-hmm.
He got some. He said, I heard from Jets and Cowboys writers who's confirmed he's not impressive when you watch him practice. But he's a great student and tremendous locker room guy.
Who's
he
this?
He does the little things, though.
Who's this?
Mike White. He does the little things,
yeah,
buddy.
The little things are, it's always very important. The little things, that's what makes, Bam a superstar.
I thought you would know when I said Omar got some people to back him up.
Oh, that is funny. We got Memorial Day weekend, by the way, and please be safe out there. Don't be driving and doing crazy stuff out there. You know that they're going to have, DUI checks and things like that. So, make sure you're responsible out there, okay? It's very, very important, and be safe out there. Memorial weekend. They've got a Memorial Day event going on out here. The Integra, by the way, the 2023 Integra, right now $269 a month. The TLX $379 a month. The MDX $499 a month. So come on out here and check it out so you can get the lowest payments on some of the new Acura dealerships out here. And of course, the #1 volume sales dealership in the United States, baby. at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. It's going on right now through the 29th of May, which is on Monday. You can take advantage of their Memorial Day sales event going on right now. And by the way, that new Integra, holy shit, man, that car is awesome. It is super sharp. Super, super sharp. Love it. Integra type is going to be sick, but not the base one. Oh, man. I know what you're saying, the sport one. The base one's really nice, but the sport one, I know what you're talking about. It is sick. Sick. Yeah. Yeah, it just the body shape of it just looks so phenomenal, man. Really impressed with it. Really impressed. Anyway, we are out of here. I think we are done. We thank Cameron Wolf. We thank Manny Navarro, as always. Sean Stanley, Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, and, of course, Mr. Zinn. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, for supporting the platform. Again, be safe this Memorial Day weekend out there. Hang out with friends and family. Let's go Heat. Let's hope that they win and get it done tomorrow. Let's go Inter Miami against Montreal. Let's go Marlins against the Angels. Let's go Dallas Stars. Extend the hell out of this series. Win, 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 baby.
I got another stat before we leave for Memorial Day.
Okay.
In the last 3 Game 5s of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Heat and Celtics,
okay,
that Miami have lost, Jimmy Butler in those games, 17 points on 5 of 11 shooting, 13 points on 4 of 18 shooting, 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting. His stats in the following Game 6, 22-8 with a win, 47-8-6 with a win.
All right, let's see if
Heat!
Let's see if he makes it twee for twee. We'll see you on Monday. Be safe out there. Have a good one. Oh, maybe Tuesday. Yeah, it is Memorial Day. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Hit the notification bell. Remember, we may do a post-game show tomorrow also. So we'll keep you updated on all of that. Y'all be good.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.